All right, everyone, and welcome back to another PlayStation Fight Nights tournament. More Street Fighter 5 action coming your way. One of the last tournaments that we're going to be seeing for this game before we make that transition in not that much time. Remain there about 6 or 7 weeks before the next iteration of Street Fighter comes our way, and we're going to be enjoying that in abundance. But yes, we're going to have to make sure we go out with a bang with some Street Fighter 5 action. I'm going to be one of your commentators for tonight, Jammers, and alongside me, he's Capcom Cup commentator, Street Fighter 6 real-time, commentator. He is an honorary European guest. That's an inside joke, but we can explain that another time. And he just came back from Texas Showdown. It is James Chen. James, talk to me. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I mean, definitely. Thank you for that intro, dude. That was a epic intro right there. But I'm doing good. Enjoyed myself at Texas. Were you at the mix-up that weekend as well?
No, I was not. I was not invited.
Okay. Well, you know why? It's because they said because you are honorary Hollywood. You are honorary Californian here, so they were like, we can't invite the Hollywood jammers to this event. So But I'm glad to be here. Always glad to commentate with you, and always glad to hang out and such. So it's going to be fun times, as you mentioned. Wow, it's like less than 40 days now until we get to Street Fighter 6, obviously. But before that, a lot of Street Fighter 5 still to go. And so yeah, today we've got some great matches coming up, lots of fun stuff, and got some great players ready to throw down here in on this online tournament.
Well, speaking of, let us run you through things. Let's summarize how this event will work. Standard procedure with these tournaments: double elimination. They have open qualifiers leading to the top 8. And of course, things are best of 3 until we get to the latter stages of the tournament. Top 3 of tonight's event will be played as a best of 5. Or you know what? Another translation, something simpler for you guys at home. First of 3 wins, basically, when you're in the winners final, losers final, and the grand finals, of course. But these guys are not playing for prize. Not for pride. They're playing for money as well. There's prizings. As you can see, $500 split between the top 4, $200 going to first place, all the way down to 4th place, where they get $50. So there's monetary incentive, there's monetary value. All prizings are valued in USD. Never heard of it before. I'm not from the country. Don't know what it is. But it's going to be good. We're going to be pressing some buttons and earn some money. But James, you were speaking about the players. Talk to us about the bracket. Talk to us.
Yeah, so obviously the players going up against this, a lot of regulars that we've seen here on the PlayStation Fight Nights here. El Chicote has been tearing it up in the PlayStation Fight Nights for some time, but so has Flux Waves. Flux Waves has definitely been playing very, very strong, as well as Kai Fan. But we definitely have a couple of names here that I am not as familiar with, so a few new names over here, and I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. And again, it's always exciting to come and play in these tournaments here. I mean, getting the experience playing in actual tournaments is very important, especially if this is something that you want to do more often, whether as a hobby or maybe you're trying to become a professional warlord ranked player like Jammers over here, so but it's a good place to start here for PlayStation tournaments. So you can definitely do that by checking out compete.playstation.com. There's a lot of fighting games here, not just if you're a Street Fighter 5 player. I'm pretty sure we just had a Dragon Ball FighterZ tournament yesterday. I know that PlayStation is going to start picking up some DNF Duel coming up soon as well, which I'm excited about because I genuinely really enjoy that game. So I can't wait to see the DNF Duel action going for here at PlayStation Fight Nights. But today is Street Fighter 5. Check out compete.playstation.com so that you can join and play some other people in these tournaments.
Speaking of people, I know you guys have some friends. You socialize. You know what you should do? I want you guys to go and touch that digital grass in the Discord, the PlayStation Tournaments Discord here. You can join it. You can join that community Discord to find regular updates on esports events, articles, videos, and meetups with other people to improve your game, please. I want people to improve on their socialization skills. I want these guys to get in there and level up. We got new and going to be fantastic. I hope they're all going to be fantastic fighting games on the horizon. So what better way to get started and find out how to level up your game than to join this community Discord? There is a link on the screen right now that you guys can head over to, or I'll tell you what, this is the 5-head galaxy brain move. Just scroll down on your Android or your iPhone, wherever it is, find the QR code description, point it at your screen, scan it, and it will take you directly there. Fast tracking straight to the Discord, baby. Heck, you might find me in there trying to find out how we can socialize online. Listen, socializing on Discord is an art, by the way. Yeah. It is an art. And if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure PlayStation or Discord did update so it makes it easier to connect the two.
Oh, really?
Together.
Oh, okay.
I think this is like a couple of weeks ago, a month, so it makes it so much easier. No excuses. I want to see you guys there. When these names you see in the bracket today, hopefully we get to see their names on a regular basis. In Street Fighter 6, I'm manifesting. As the people say.
I gotta tell you, man, though, I mean, like, when I'm young and you see all these, you talk to your parents, whatever, and they're having trouble with technology, you're like, what's wrong with these people? Well, God, I am so bad at Discord, let me tell you. There's a whole community out there in Discord, people hanging out, setting up matches and stuff, and so, definitely get out there and do that. But speaking of matches, I think we have our first match all set up for you here, and if you remember looking at the bracket, I believe the first match that we are are going to have is going to be El Chicote going up against Krillin. So let's take a look at the players over here. El Chicote, of course, from Michigan, from the Midwest, 26 years young here. Very, very recent player here, and just doing so well, playing well at these tournaments. In the PlayStation Fight Night tournaments, he's been placing well in these, and also at all the offline tournaments. Been a very, very scary player throughout this entire Street Fighter V life cycle. So I'm excited to see how well he does today with that Armika, of course.
Make sure you follow him on his socials. He's been putting out a lot of work, putting in a lot of work into it as well. And this guy's going to be looking to hit the ground running when it comes to Street Fighter 6. So definitely give him a follow, because this guy's dropping some amazing content there. But hey, listen, let's not forget his opponent, man. It's not a one-man army today. He's got an opponent here in Krillin114. I hope that's not your bank card. I hope that's not your bank card details. But yes, Javier Torres here, age 19, a younging. Okay, he's got a nice future ahead of him. I'm unfamiliar with this player, but he's using Ken. Ken's a very strong character in this game right now, so I'm hoping I'm going to be impressed by his gameplay. He's got a bright future ahead of him when it comes to Street Fighter 6. He's in Mexico right now. Doesn't really stream, but he does have an Instagram. You guys can follow him on there if you want to keep up to his social life there, of course. But then coming down to the matchup, right? It's Mika going up against Ken. These characters have been all the way. They've been throughout thick and thin, trials and tribulations since 2016.
Since season one, yeah.
They've been there, and I do think Ken's in a much better position, a more beneficial position in the game than Mika is. Mika, you just kind of shove her in her own bracket because she could be a crazy character in her own right, but Ken can cause a couple of problems. Mika's aerial approach could be shut down by Shoryuken. If she tries to be not calculated with the drop kick, then Shoryuken, the heavy version of Shoryuken, will be able to shut that down immediately. It can be difficult to navigate around Ken's fireball. It's not like it's not the fulcrum of his gameplay, but you can still use that as part of it. But you know what? El Chacote is well versed. His experience is one of the best Mika players in the world. That's my personal opinion. So I think you'll be able to handle this one.
Yeah, it's interesting because, I mean, Mika has always been kind of a wild card. Even in season one, like, people would range from thinking that she was the best to, like, middle of the road and such. But she was always that monkey wrench, right? She was always that person that could just, I mean, you remember I think it was at NCR one year, the black bracket of death. I'm not the black bracket, the last chance, the death bracket. I think it was Marn who was in there and just tore everyone up with that Mika in season one. But I mean, she can still do that. She can still. Whoa, hang on a second here. We've got not a Ken at all.
Hang on a minute. Okay, so let me break this down. We got told you play Ken. You picked Vega, but your name's Krillin. I'm never fighting you in a bracket because you were going to throw me off before the game even starts.
Hey, look, I mean, obviously he's still a big fan of the, blonde male characters here in Street Fighter. But of course, that's like half the cast. But, let's if you're looking for a blonde character in Street Fighter V, you've got a ton of choices for yourself here. But perhaps maybe just doesn't like the Ken matchup and trying to go with this Vega. But this is the problem here. The corner, you can't V-shift against a player like El Chicote, who's very aware of that if you don't get the actual slowdown.
Oh, gets the punish on the Sky High Claw with the EXP. She probably could have something better, more meterless, but again, didn't want to take that risk there. And again, got Krillin trapped in the corner the moment. Oh, he's not looking good. Guess the game. Oh, no.
Oh, he tried to go for the fancy combo. Didn't quite get it, but instead of trying to be offensive in that situation, he panicked, went for another V-shift. Didn't work, and El Chicote just runs right through Krillin here in round number 2.
Okay, it looks like Krillin's biggest problem there was not respecting the meaties. I know Vega's got a 3-frame button, the fastest button in Street Fighter 5, because that will be changing in Street Fighter 6. Let's remember that. He's not respecting the meaties. He tried to V-shift, but you have to remember, grappler players, or mainly Mika and Laura players, they are hungry. They are ravenous for that. They're ravenous for the V-shift, man. They're trying to chase it down. So if you're too predictably defensive options, you're going to make things easy pickings for these the grappler players.
Yeah, no switch from Krillin here, so he's going to stick with the Claw, the Vega over here. Not going to try to use that Ken. like I said, must be something about the matchup that he really doesn't like. But you can see here, Krillin is so aggressive. He has not stopped trying to jump in, go off the wall, do everything crazy. He is not trying to play the neutral, and I feel like that's where Vega has the advantage over Mika, is that, is the range and the foot speed that he has.
But it's death by 1,000 cuts, and right now he's still trapped in the vortex here, and he tries to bustle her out. Good escape. He spent a much-needed bar there. That's going to be a punish. No. That should be the round. Yeah, that should be the round, and I think it's because he lost his mask. Yes. Okay, he lost the claw as well on that point. He just lost the mask.
Oh man, yes. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, like I said, focus. I mean, he's already gone away from the claw, so he's gone to clawless mode, which again I find is very interesting. Instead of focusing on that standing medium punch and zoning against El Chicote, and so yeah, you can see he's very active. Manages to get out of the corner here, so this is really important for him. But oh no! Oh.
Okay. Conversion to the Peach Assault CA. He might be obvious with the V shift here. I'd sit still if I were you, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, oh, not quite dead yet, but lost the mask. Although that's not really going to make much of a difference here.
Nah, he'd have to get a command grab or something, and like that's a punish, but he didn't punish that there. Chakotay could have done a stand medium punch to catch the hurt box. He's too far at this point.
Yeah, see, this is the game I feel like he should have been playing this whole time. You see how it's working over here, right? I mean, it seems to be paying off here. All of a sudden, because he had no health, he was playing more careful, a lot more towards heavy punches. I like this. Come on, let's go.
That's a punish. Wow! And he was able to be elusive with the Matador flip B skill too. Now the thing is, if Chakotay just did EX Peach, he didn't need to use the V trigger before that. If he'd done EX Peach, that would have been the game.
Right.
Time right now.
Okay.
The punish. That was the punish though.
Yeah, here some big damage over here. Always has that crouch medium punch ready to go. Yeah, and there you go, chasing down the backflip as well. And this is the corner position that El Chicote has gotten so much play out of. But here we go, the back throw from Krillin. Okay.
Oh, he's not. Chakotay's not punished with Buster Claw. EX Peach is a free punish, but it is irrelevant. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Turned into a CA, and that is going to be the set between the two. And there you have it. Chakotay taking it, staying strong, getting a win on the board. And I'll tell you what, right? Fun fact for those of you who don't know, if you don't follow his social account, this is why it's important to follow people on social media so you keep up to their fighting game careers. I believe Chakotay had a 53 or 54 win streak earlier before entering this tournament.
What? Really?
Yes, he managed to get over a 50 win streak using the Mika alone. That's not easy to do, by the way. That is not easy to do.
I tell you, man, I mean, just playing as a person who, grew up in the arcades and everything like that. It's interesting. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would find arcade environments far more intimidating. But like for me, it's like they're really like chill and relaxing. And then I go online and all of a sudden I'm stressed out because like I feel like everyone's just being a troll and all this stuff. It is hard to win online, let me tell you. And then to have these players like El Chicote get these 50-game win streaks is absolutely incredible. So shout outs to him. As I said, just gobs of talent.
It's different time. Different mindset, obviously it's kind of the same genre that stays the same. Obviously the games are just changed over time, but different mindset, different vibe there. But yes, you know what, we got to be moving on swimmingly. Unlucky to Krillin as well. I think his biggest weakness for me was just not respecting meaties, and he just did not want to deal with Mika's Ogi situations. I get that, we all have a rough day, but you are still in the bracket, my friends. I want to see you prosper and peruse through the losers bracket, or traverse through the losers bracket, I should say, using the wrong words there. But yes, moving swiftly on, our next match should be Rasek going up against Fluxwave. Rasek, I think he plays Dictator, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm wrong. Okay.
Nope. He's got Alex here, another player from Mexico. And, this is one of the things that's exciting for me to see, all these players representing from Mexico. Obviously, the way that the net play has been improving for fighting role-playing games. It's just been wonderful. All the betas for Street Fighter 6, the netcode has been amazing. But I mean, what's interesting that stands out the most to me here, 40 years old here, Rasik, 40 years old here. So more of a person of my generation here. Exciting to see. And, that's one of the things I'm super excited about Street Fighter 6. I want to see all the old school players come back and go up against all the new school. I want to see I want to see a bloodbath here. I want to see old school beating new school beating old school, and, shutting down all of this talk about, oh man, you guys couldn't keep up in my time, etc., etc. So, it'll be fun. It'll be fun times.
If there's one thing that both generations can agree on, is that Fluxwave is an amazing player, playing Poison, representing my character. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Montreal, Canada. There you go. Again, he almost had a spot in the Capcom Cup Finals back in February. 29 years of age, same age as me. Shouts to the guys that are not 30 yet. Fantastic. I like doing this stuff. But yes, he could be using his Poison today. He could be using the Mika. But if he does win this set against Rasik here, he'll be going up against El Chakotay. This is basically a rivalry in the PlayStation tournament here. Yeah. Poison versus Alex. I'd probably opt for a V-Skill 1, V-Trigger 2 V-System loadout here. That's what I tend to use. V-Skill 1 I think is pretty good in this matchup until the Alex player knows exactly what they're doing, because Alex got some solid answers to it. The command grab, it's kind of fight fire with fire temporarily, but obviously with the V-Trigger, he just has Power Bomb whenever he feels like it. He can condition you with Lariat. Alex is probably one of the more annoying matchups. Not difficult, it's annoying, and I think some people still don't make that clear distinction between annoying and hard in fighting games. Because crouch and meaty punch, light slash elbow, they cause Poison a couple of problems because of the range and the start on her whip attacks. So I think Rasik can actually do some damage here.
Yeah, and also just because Alex just has so many different, attack vectors. You just have to be careful, obviously, if you see him charging, be ready for some stomps or some stun gun headbutts and such. But, if you're just not paying attention and he finds that chance to sneak in the EX stomp or something like that, it can definitely put some stress onto the Poison players. But
yeah. I totally agree with you in that regard. Now, okay. Yeah, I see. I knew I wasn't lying. Okay. I knew I wasn't lying. I knew it was Bison.
Yeah, but you know what? What is this Rose that we're seeing here from Flux Waves? Now, Rose is a very... I don't want to call her underrated. I don't want to call her she's a
fantastic.
She's a very, very good character, but, obviously since she's one of the newer characters, we haven't seen a lot of them, and I feel like a lot of the strongest Rose players, have been from the West Coast, part of that Filipino man crew over there, but this character is... Yeah, and this character is really strong, and obviously, like I said, because she kind of showed up late, we haven't really seen the full extent of how much she can dominate in a tournament, but she is a good character to pick.
So, it's interesting that he's experimenting with Rose here. I don't think this is an excellent matchup for her. She's got decent buttons. She can be very obnoxious with them. She's got some of the best, some of the most obnoxious kick buttons in the game. Crouch hard kick, back hard kick, even the forward hard kick as well. There you go. There's a sweep. He's gone with V-Trigger 1 here, Soul Dimension with the teleport. Let's see if he gets Rasik with a mix-up shortly. Might not even need to.
Just stole a turn right there with that EX. But yeah, I mean, for sure, she wants to keep you out a little bit. She plays definitely a lot more of the zoner style, obviously, with the range moves and such like that. And Bison doesn't respect keep away at all.
He doesn't need to. Basically, he has an extremely strong ground game. He nullifies a lot of projectiles in general, and Soul Spark is not one of the greatest fireballs. It's not, of course, it's not really great. Soul Punish, it depends on the timing and the range. Gets clipped with it. There's a Soul Bind Ender. Here comes some Oki.
Alright, just goes for the throw. Just goes for the standard tick throw out of that corner. So now Rasik here with the... Oh, just gets the clean, full jump in. That is definitely great for him.
See, and here's the thing as well, right? So let's see what's find out here. Cross up, Psycho Crusher. That looked relatively early, so it wasn't ambiguous. That looked a bit more obvious, but I'm not sure what Fluxwave did.
It was just a surprise. I just think he just caught him by surprise, honestly.
the thing for me and this matchup right now is so Bison's pressure, as we know, is amazing. It's incessant. He can set up a lot of throws, so Flux should not be too reliant on EX Soul Spiral, because that is not throw invincible. So you're going to be losing a bar against a character that has amazing throw range. But let us not forget, Rose has exceptional throw range as well. So these guys are going to find it difficult to shimmy each other at times, depending on their timing. But somebody might take a roundhouse to the face. So
yeah, I mean, I also feel like if Flux Waves goes to poison, I mean, you obviously know, but I feel like Bison also kind of has that same advantage over poison as he does Rose, right? I mean, he just kind of gets in there, and then all of a sudden, just I've got plus frames for days and stuff. I mean, what do you feel about going to poison for Flux Waves?
I think it's either easier. You can play further away. There's no projectile to work with, so you're kind of not tempted into throwing it out there. If Bison does block crouching hard punch, it's going to be hard for him to punish at certain ranges. He has a better chance with punishing it with sweep. I think it's argumentative or debatable, I should say, if you think Rose's V triggers are better than Poison's against Bison. I've never really had that argument with someone as to whose V triggers are better.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny too, because now that I think about it, I was about to say you've probably played Problem X enough in this matchup here, but that actually applies to either characters. Rasek could have used Alex or Bison, right? So,
you're right.
How often do you play against Problem X?
So I do have the luxury of just dropping him a message and saying, hey, do you want to play? Obviously, when Street Fighter League was done, he kind of just stopped playing the game and he got on with some real life stuff. He should be coming back with us.
Okay.
He's going to be with us next week playing the demo with Street Fighter 6.
Nice.
But yeah, I used to play him a fair bit, so.
Yeah, going with the Armika, however, so maybe he's not a big fan of the poison matchup either.
No, it's if you have Mika as a backup and you're competitive, because I'm not. I don't see why you wouldn't do this. Mika's still a pretty torrid matchup for Bison. The jumping situation can be a bit annoying when she gets in. How does he keep her out? And you can't be too liberal and predictable with V-Shift. So you got to be careful in that regard. But right now, Rasek is he's doing some work, man.
Yeah, Rasek is looking really solid here. Not a name that I am familiar with right now, but I mean, I think we should all be familiar with this name because he is looking really strong. Clearly a very good player. You can see Master Rank over there. It's definitely not easy to get Master Rank, but a combo drop right there going to give Flux Wave the scariest position possible, which is Mika in the corner.
Oh no, he got a bit too obvious. He sensed the throw was coming, not sure what throw it was going to be, and he guessed wrong with the V-Shift. And I said this when we watched Chakotay, we are hungry for the V-Shift, so if you do it, we're going to be snuffing that out. Remember, 50-50s are no longer that. It's 33-33-33, but the Mika players, they're sniffing that stuff out, man.
Yep. Always looking for those V-shifts there. Oh no, that was not a punish. It was too far away, but then Rasek actually just walked into the last two hits, unfortunately. But look at this pressure. Here we go.
Looking out here, gets a back throw. Can he get the meaty Psycho Axe? Yes, he does. Luckily enough that Flux didn't have V-Trigger in time to get a trade combo from that scenario, so. He press? What a backdash. That looked pretty good in that scenario, actually.
Uh-oh. Oh, you just let him charge up once. Oh, boy. All right, still there. Still there. So the next command throw is going to do a decent amount. Right. It's going to be dead. If the next command throw, anything is a kill at this point.
No, I think he's all right. It reverberated once.
Okay. I was looking at the wrong health meter. I'm sorry. I was looking at Flux Waves meter.
If Flux lands a CA...
like this...
I don't think he's dead.
Is this going to kill?
It's going to be relatively close. And it is guess for game. Are you going to V-Shift or leave it?
There it was. There was the guess right there. And Flux Waves guessed right and ties it up 1-1 here. Some very close matches, as you can see right there. Flux down to basically no health left over at all, but manages to pull that out. And that's what you do. That's what you do. It doesn't matter how little life you have. If you can clutch it out, you always know you're going to go for it. So nicely done.
I find it interesting. I kind of talk about this on my stream when I watch people play and they've made significant improvements. It's how often Rasek was V-shifting before and when he chose not to do it. Sometimes I feel if you're going to die on the hill, just do it. You know, just make the choice and die on that hill. But I'm just like, okay, you stopped doing it, but it was a very weird time when you stopped doing it. But obviously, well, you have a health left, so...
It's also kind of more of that, like, you know, because it's been getting blown up, okay, you know what, I'll stop doing it. But then the opponent, you know, it's easy to read that kind of situation. Yeah. You've been discouraged from it, right? That's why some of those players that are hardest to fight are the ones that are so bulldoggedly willing to do the same thing 9 times in a row, you know?
I mean, if they don't know what they're doing, you have no chance of knowing what they're doing. Anyway, exactly. Rasek definitely knows what he's doing because he's got a substantial life left at the moment. Here's a V reversal here. The Stone Cold Stunner from Flux Waves. Try to do a jump to read a V shift or a backdash there. You get the read though. V shift again.
Yep. Very close. Oh, the wake up 3 frame. Just challenged.
Do you know what? I see Problem X used to do that a fair bit as well, especially on grapplers, because timing the command grab manually is actually not that easy to do on a delayed wake up. So.
Right. And interestingly enough, right there, Bison just absorbed the microphone, so he's got the fireball there. I don't know if I've ever seen that interaction before, but that makes sense.
I know, it happens. He gets a free projectile, so let's see. He's got rid of it already. Good block of the cross up there. That was fantastic. Here we go. Mix up coming through.
Ooh,
another mix up.
Oh no.
One more command grab.
Oh, you think after 2 lights you're far away enough? It is not the case, but can he kill off this? How much meter is he willing to spend here? Okay, he's just going to go for the setup. Yep, here we go. One more mix up. Okay. Doesn't even need it. Just goes for the low. Caught Rasek probably potentially holding up back. And here we go. Final game, final round. And shout outs to Abel in the chat mentioning to us that Rasek is the best Bison in Mexico. Doesn't actually have an Alex. Is just a Bison player.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for that information. Very much needed.
Yeah.
All right, back that.
No.
That's what he tried to do. That's what he tried to do before, but Rasek didn't move. And he neutralized us this time with a hell attack. Good reaction there. That was a very bold choice, and it worked out.
Oh, he saw the V reversal, but didn't get the throw out in time. I think he could have had that in time. But look at this plus frames. Yeah, and Flux Wave says, I do not want to deal with these plus frames. I'll take some plus frames of my own, thank you very much. And comes in here.
Okay, he's not going to go for it again. That could have been punished. That could have been punished with a stand jab there, but I don't think he's confident in that regard. Here's a command grab. Yeah, he knew it.
Oh, but no punish from Flux Waves. That's the combo, and that's enough to kill. And Rasek is going to send Flux Waves, the regular here, into the loser side bracket. Nicely done. And like I said, from the first game, Rasek looked very solid and very strong. Again, not a player that I am as familiar with, but just by watching the play, I am not surprised to see him here doing some damage in this bracket. And really, really well done. And chalk it up to the 40-year-olds here. Let's go 40-year-olds. Let's go. Yeah.
I hate to burst your bubble. I can't relate. I can't relate. The 29-year-old lost. Still at my prime.
All right, thank you guys for tuning in. That's enough for me today. Jammers is going to continue forward today as your solo commentator because clearly he has the youthful energy to be able to handle this. I've got to go take out my teeth and soak it, and
Anyway, you know what? Fantastic game between the two of them, Rasek and Flux. They put on a show there. So Rasek going to be going up against El Chacate very shortly. Let's take a look at the bracket just to update you guys on how things are looking thus far. So this was looking like we're going to be getting our next game sorted for you guys momentarily with Truth God going up against Kaifan. Kaifan is another regular of ours. I believe he plays Sakura. I believe.
Yes. Sakura. Yeah. Oh, is it Sakura or was it no? Sorry, Gen 1 Eevee is the oral player. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Truth God, another name I'm unfamiliar with, but we're actually going to be looking at the stats now. Thank you very much to my production team, moving smoothly with today's event. And oh my word! Do you know what? Production team, I know you can hear me. You pick out these people on purpose. They all 40. Am I the only one that's out?
Let's go, right. 40-year-olds. It's true. You can't handle the truth. That's just that's how it is, man. You can't handle these old men out here.
But you know what? No, honestly, shout outs to Truth God coming through, still playing it. Using Ryu, he's definitely getting ready. He liked the poster boy. He said, you know what? I remember this guy. I can't remember his name. 1992, 1993. He threw a blue projectile at some dude in the back alley street, and he was smashing something like that. And then the guys in the back of the stage, they just mind their own business. Don't worry about that. We don't pick street fights these days. But yeah,
yeah. Actually, we will be picking a lot of street fights in Street Fighter 6, okay? Because you're just walking around beating up on everybody.
Dude, World Tour mode is in for some. Hey, maybe Truth God will be down with that. But you know what? We got to take a look at his opponent, Kai Fan.
Oh, interesting.
Here. Now we've got. Oh, okay. So someone's picked Ryu. The other one's picked the Dark Ryu or the Kage that's split within him or something. But okay,
yeah, I mean, is this a character change from Kai Fan here? I mean, as you mentioned, was a Sakura player over here, not quite 40 years old, but another player from the representing Mexico here. And again, you know, at Texas Showdown, one of the strongest players in Super Turbo in North America, Hokuto, actually took Super Turbo out there and did well in a bunch of the old school games. It's just really awesome to see all the players from Mexico representing here. So Kai Fan, you know, joining in with that. I mean, this is the third player from Mexico I think that we've had on stream so far already, and so I think that's really, really cool to see.
Listen, for those of you who are unfamiliar, or it's unbeknownst to you, the Mexicans love their games. They love their fighting games, and they've got a very strong scene. And I'm pretty sure within the next 365 days, they're going to be coming in. They're going to be coming in full force, no matter what the video game maybe. So can't wait to see it. I like that these guys are still passionate and still consistent with this stuff. And again, everyone's leveling up by the day, whether it's just, you know, theory crafting, actually playing the matches, studying your replays, stuff like that. So again, and like James said, I think maybe the production team can correct us on this. This might be the biggest representation we've had of Mexico in these PlayStation Fight Nights. So shouts to the Mexican scene. Honestly, any supporters in the chat of the Mexican community, hey, let us know in the chat. Fantastic stuff, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, coming up here, I mean, I'm curious to see what Kai Fan does go with, if he does go with the Kage. Obviously Kage, you know, a character who, you know, a lot of the Kage players out there don't feel like he has the best ranged buttons in neutral, but, you know, he's one of those characters that, you know, once he starts going, he can steal a bunch of turns with the heavy, you know, axe kick. And, yeah, he's just a scary guy to deal with once he starts the pressure going.
So I think he's got some of the flashiest combos in the game.
Yes.
I think he just got the short end of the stick when it came to quote unquote stubby normals. We've been using that term for so many years now, and obviously Zona's just ruined his day. And I'd say for good reason. I don't want to be getting hit by this guy because he has a lot of arbitrary opportunities that lead into 50% or 40%, I should say, if I want to be reasonable by it. And sometimes you don't want to get hit by that stuff. And it's...
Oh, man.
Okay. I looked at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I was like, hold on. It's Kai Fan using Dan. I was like, what? What's going on?
No. Oh, but apparently Truth God is using... It's not very good, whatever. But let's talk about Akainu in EU out there, right? He's taking a few of those salt mine leagues with Dan, if I'm not mistaken. Clearly...
Yeah, he's been having fun.
Yeah, this character is not someone to take lightly. Let's just put it that way.
I love what Capcom did with him in this final version of the game, or final season of Street Fighter 5. I'm not a fan of V-Skill 1. I don't see what people see in it. I think Dan should have just been strictly V-Skill 2. With the taunt cancel pressure, it gives him some of the most exclusive, most dangerous pressure, as James was talking about moments ago. But V-Skill 1, yeah, I don't know. I guess it gives you a little bit more pushback on -2 situations, but yeah, outside of that, I'm not a huge fan of it. That's just me personally. And he head-to-head with the V-Skill.
I mean,
okay, so...
look, I think Truth God might not be worried necessarily about the quality of V-Skill 2, but more of just the mental damage here, because he is definitely looking like he is trying to troll a little bit.
I don't know, James. Did you not see that mental damage there with that heavy Shoryuken into the Misogi?
Oh yeah. There he go, gets the throw. But yeah, I mean, obviously the hardest part about V-Skill 2 is if you don't have the execution to be consistent with that, you are going to get yourself killed very, very badly. But if you do have that consistency with it, it is definitely one of the scariest things to deal with. And I like that V-reversal. Get out of that plus frames. Don't want to deal with that heavy axe kick mix-up.
No punish on the sweep there. It should be sweep for sweep against these guys. I know they're Shotos, but you should be able to get away with a sweep punish, at least against Dan's sweep. Dashes in and gets that tick throw though. Activates V-trigger normally.
Gets crushed. Okay, level 1 into the super. Is this gonna kill?
Nah, too much scaling. There's an activation and there was a crush counter, so he's just about alive.
That's true. So there you go. So just needs one more hit here. Oh, you jumped into the dive. Wait, there's no... I think he was trying to go into the super, and he just messed up the input. He was either trying to go directly into the super or DP into the super. Neither of them happened. And so, yeah, now he's
crumbled. He's mentally crumbled. Is he checked out?
Frustration. Yeah, the frustration. That was definitely a frustration situation.
There's another one. Gets a delayed back throw there from Truth God.
Remember I talked about, sometimes you just keep doing it over and over and over again, right? I have definitely died many, many times going for many EX DPs.
Well, I mean, it's gonna cost you a little bit more in Street Fighter 6. You might go into a different state if you do that.
True.
You've got V-trigger ready here, but Dan Kaku works, wakes up with the button. Here comes the activation.
Good block on the cross up. Yeah, and a check. Wow, no fear right here. Oh, I thought he was jumping, but he's still going to be alive, right? I mean, this is going to hurt a lot, but Truth God's still with the chance here, and he's got the EX meter. Oh, I like the idea, but just not enough projectile in vulnerable frames. That fireball is very slow, and Truth God, okay, maybe not just here to troll with the Dan, here to take the win and takes game number 1.
Now, that was a little too close for comfort, but it was entertaining. Do you know what would have been interesting? I'll tell you what would have been interesting in that scenario. A lot of players at the mid-level, they spend super pretty much any chance they get. They don't do it for an early life lead, they don't do it to kill. They're somewhere in the middle. If he managed to conserve his CA and then save it for the V-trigger and do DP into super then, that would have been a better scenario, but he did land a demon. And that's not a good call. That was not a good call, in my opinion, anyway.
So big damage here. Yep. Gets the extension. I mean, that is for a setup only, because all of that at the end there does not do much damage. So not sure if that was worth it, but I think he just wanted to style on the opponent and show off the combo, because it was a pretty sick combo.
You know what? When you got a 1-bar V-trigger, I don't think it matters. All right, there you go.
It's true.
With the EX Dan Kaku there, and Truth God's running away with it right now. Kaifan, he's getting these opportunities, but I think he's getting a little bit too impatient and impetuous with his Shoryukens. Yeah, he's done it again. Yeah. He's done it again.
And to be fair, I feel like that there might even be a little bit of a lack of familiarity just going up against Dan. Because, I mean, honestly, how many Dans do you end up fighting, right? I mean, it's just, he's such a rare character to see. Let's see, do we try to go? Oh, no, just goes for...
Well, to be fair, he might as well do XDP and wake up. He might as well. Well, he's not going to do it, but yeah, I mean, it would have worked. It would have worked. Look, do you know what? If you're gonna like lose, go out with a bang. Honestly,
it's like I said, man. Sometimes when you just do the same thing like 4 times in a row, there's no way that they're gonna be ready for it. But at the end there, you saw right, Dan Truth God canceled into the light Dan Kukak, and like. That's something that Dans will do at that range. And Kaifan reacted with a crouching medium kick, which just went right under it and got counter hit. So Truth God was able to get the combo afterwards. So again, I just felt like that there was a little bit of unfamiliarity with what his game plan is going to be, right? He was playing standard Street Fighter defense, block something, try to poke back, and then just suffered for it. So it just might be a little bit... Dan, like I said... He has such a distinct style that you have to know how to fight him. Otherwise, he is going to run over you and catch you off guard.
Well, I mean, let's go back to your point you made a couple of moments ago, right? I think it's just mainly a lack of unfamiliarity. I think at the start, I could tell, but I think it was in the first interaction, I saw a heavy Shoryuken from Kaifan. It landed, and I'm like, okay, so you're willing to do this. In a lot of scenarios, you probably shouldn't risk that because you do have low vitality. I think Kage's health is actually lower than Dan's. You're taking that risk. Higher damage output, less health, mediates everything. But I think you went to that well one too many times. You got a bit too predictable, and then it combined that with the unfamiliarity didn't quite work out. Yes, Dan is a bit stylish. I'll give you those pointers or props with those combos. But I still think you should learn V skill too. That's me. Food for thought. Anyway, we need to be moving swiftly on to our next match. James, who have we got up next?
If I'm not mistaken here, take a look at the bracket over here. We've got ourselves, what is this? El Gavilan, 181. The complete mystery of a player over here. We know nothing about this guy. We don't know his name, his age, location, social, anything you want, stream, nothing. We've got no information on this guy. He is a complete mystery. It could be like John Choi in disguise, and we don't know. But he is going up against his opponent, however, or their opponent, because we don't even know gender necessarily here, is going to be Nib Nib. Of course, this is Devin from New Jersey, 33 years old. So there you go. Going to be going up and supposedly using this boxer here, a character who is very, very strong in this current state of Street Fighter V.
Oh yes, a very annoying character. Been annoying since Street Fighter 2. But if I was him,
don't talk to me about Super Turbo Boxer.
No, don't listen. In your let me say it, in your age bracket, don't worry. I've heard all the stories about Boxer from SF2.
God,
but yes, he's here to stay. Well, actually, he's here to stay in Street Fighter 5. He's not in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, so far Shadowless
and
seems to be
I'm
done.
probably gonna regret that by jinxing it and saying he's not coming back, because if he does come back, I'm probably not gonna play the game. But anyway, yes. But yes, El Gavilan, I like that, the fact that he gave you no details. So, can you give us some details? He's like, Dan. That's all? Dan. One word, just Dan. That's it. All right, that's interesting. But Dan versus Boxer. We didn't see that in Europe.
Wait, did we find out that he's a Dan user? Did we get
I believe production did say he
plays
Dan.
Okay.
We don't have the details, but he plays Dan. I'll go off there where the voice of reason above, if whatever they tell me, I'm just gonna don't shoot the messenger.
Fair enough.
That's
fair
it.
enough.
But Dan versus Boxer, I don't think we've seen that in Europe much or at all. I don't know if anyone in your neck of the woods played that matchup at all. So.
I mean, again, the crazy thing is, honestly, here in the West, I don't feel like we have any really professional Dans at all, In fact, I think Akainu is like the only one that I can mention that I know of that really has a hardcore Dan that runs in tournaments and, like I said, winning salt mine leagues and such, obviously doing really, really well. I mean, again, Salt Mine League is no joke either. That's a scary tournament, and to be able to win with a Dan is very, very impressive.
So we had obviously Akainu, Ixion. He used to play Dan in SF4 as well. He's been playing a lot of Dan in SF5. He's pretty hardcore with him. Valmaster was actually dabbling with Dan. For a little while as well. Hey, listen, taunt cancels, execution, like you give any character, you give Valmaster any sort of kind of dexterity difficulty, he's gonna gravitate towards that. So he played a bit of Dan for a while. Bolt Strike, he made like his 100th Smurf account to learn Dan. He's having some fun with him. We had another French player called Marsky the Beast. Fantastic Dan player with him. He actually got top 16 or nearly top 8 in one of the CPT Onlines back in 2021. 2021,
you got a lot of Dans out there in the EU.
Is the thing, when it comes to you're gonna see this in Street Fighter 6 as well. When it comes to Europe, you're gonna see the roster. You're not gonna see the upper tier of characters whenever that gets determined by the community. You're just gonna see the roster, and it's just like, why are you playing this character? Fun. And then they'll go on social media and say, my character's not that great, and it's like.
Gosh, I can't imagine anyone going to social media and complaining about their character. Who would do such things,
Listen, I'll tell you what, right? You know this, and for those of you who don't know, I'm upset that this guy got made a laughing stock, but it was brilliant, right? He said, right, I am a celestial rank in my mind. It's only my character that holds me back. That was brilliant. And that got taken out of context to high heaven, but that was brilliant.
I mean,
That
the
is
funny thing is, because like I've said it too. Like I felt like if I was using another character, I would have gotten to master rank at this point. But you know, it's easy to hide behind your character, and clearly, obviously, you know, I have a lot of improvement myself to get there. So, but you know, it's fun to make those kind of statements here, and you know, be like, yeah, if I wasn't using Lucia, I would be master already. Yeah.
You know what? It's one thing when you type something and hit enter, and there's another thing when you read it after you see someone hit.
Yeah.
And it's like, but listen, a lot of things, fighting games, it applies there as well. It's your choices, it's your decisions. We have access to the same character select screen. But yeah, listen, people, right now, what I like about Street Fighter 5 right now, as we speaking at this moment in time, is when you turn on the game, it's literally pure fun. It's just like people still, I don't know why it's foreign to people. People still ask this question: why you learn this character? What matchups do they cover? It's like, no, I'm just having fun. Did I do that? You ever heard that before? Fun.
And honestly, like Street Fighter 5, I know people complain about Luke. I don't even personally think Luke is the strongest character in the game right now. But like, you know, I think this is the most balanced Street Fighter game ever. Like in terms of final state. You know, like most characters could, even the worst character in the game, who, you know, everybody knows is Zangief, can cause some serious stress and can win his matches. We saw even Kichipa going with a little bit of the Zangief at the end of the LCQ against Zen, if you remember.
Yeah.
So, again, you know, this game is in a really, really wonderful state. And, you know, just for the record, I really do think Dalsum is the strongest character in the game, but that's just kind of...
Oh, don't worry. Veggie and Phenom agree with you. Don't worry about it.
Well, they got to deal with Crimson all the time, so they definitely have a reason to feel that way, so...
All right, there we go. All right, so Nib already off to a good start here. El Gavilan trying to find some space and ground. Good neutral jump. What an anticipation. Into the Danretsu again, straight to the mid-screen here, looking strong.
Yeah, and that's with that V skill too. You know, you're talking about using that V skill too. That's what he had with that combo after the standing heavy punch taunt cancel. Oh God, you just ate the overhead raw. And there, nice interruption. That's
punish.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you know what? He thought he was going to activate. He had the trigger, so I think he's waiting for the activation. That's what he was trying to punish. So.
Yeah. But right now, Nib still with the life lead. Just outside the range, no whiff punish. In time, that was supposed to be buttoned into activate. But he got interrupted, and so he just ended up coming out with a raw activation instead. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, that might be a little bit more difficult to do online, because I know a lot of players at all levels have that problem. You press the button, you think you pressed, well, you know you pressed it, the game just said no, and the raw activation comes out instead, and you get that does happen a lot.
But I think that happened there because he got jabbed out of the button into activation. Oh, there we go. Goes with the low and just commits to the EX. Obviously, I think that's the EX Danku Kak is what, -2 on block?
Yeah, it could be +3 at best, so it's fine to just throw out there if you need to get in. Good backdash there from Nib though. There's another safe move. There's a lot of those in this game.
Yeah,
backs away. He needs to be very, yeah, okay. It's working out because Nib's just doing dash straight from full screen. If he moves a little bit closer and looks for the anti-air screw smash, then that neutral jump tactic is not going to work.
Yep.
I don't know if he's clocked yet.
Yeah, he's not doing it. I mean, he could also go for a dash upper as well. Oh, crush counter. Okay. Oh, he went for it.
Good interruption. They're going to activate the V-Trigger 2. Good jump as well to avoid the V-reversal. This is huge. Wow. Can he get a grab here, though? He needs a grab. There it is.
There's one. So now he's at one hit for win at this point in time. But unfortunately for Nib, he has no resources at all. Oh my God, he just came from the overhead from full screen. Yeah, Nib is very, very much, he likes to just attack you from full screen. Now, I mean, if you look at, obviously here, you know, I'm not trying to speak ill of Nib, but you see right there on the side, you know, a platinum rank there. That is definitely something that you might have to expect from a boxer of that level. But man, I feel like El Gavilan's got to be a lot more ready for that. As you mentioned, he did have the neutral jumps a couple of times, but Nib is definitely willing just to throw stuff out there right now.
I'll put it in layman terms to you guys at home. So basically, Nib's fighting an unknown character. And he's attacking from downtown LA. He's attacking from really far away. It seems to be working out.
He's definitely using advantage of that range right there. Yeah, see the light right there. Just charge up raw overhead. But you know what? The thing about it is, if it's working, keep it up, man. And we see an execution drop right there on that taunt cancel.
Well, yeah, you spoke about it before, right? The taunt cancel, depending on the normal you do it from, and the block stun and the hit stun, it's actually pretty difficult to be consistent with it.
Yeah, but as you can see here, Nib just wants to land that boxer overhead off of the KKB as much as possible.
Oh, he just flung it out there, and I said this to Travis Styles back at the Cup. I think the best place to do dash straight is right in the guy's face. They're never going to react to it.
Oh, man.
It's never going to happen. If Roundhouse whiffs, then that means EX dash straight is probably the best, most threatening move right now. Good stuff from El Gavilan here. It's the V reversal again, Nib.
Okay, goes for the knockdown off of the V break, but now back to neutral, and El Gavilan has definitely been having a lot of trouble fighting this neutral. He needs to stay in as close as possible to Nib because this is where he's getting the damage right here, is this pressure.
Oh, he tried to do I think he tried to do a V reversal, but it came as a dash straight. He's being overwhelmed right now, gets a grab into the round there. Does El Gavilan looking solid in this round, but if he doesn't win this next round, he'll bow down into the lower bracket, James.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Gavilan needs to get in there because when Nib's a screen away like this is where a lot of the problem seems to come in. And even blocking that heavy dash punch, he was close enough to get the punish on that, I feel like.
Straight to the corner here. He's probably looking for a V reversal again. Not quite. Good interruption. He's committing to the target combo. That's unsafe, but he's catching him out because he's standing up after the first crouching medium kick.
Yeah, the classic. We all got hit by that. Like,
early
all the time. Everybody got hit by that.
Dash low again.
Ooh, EX dash low. Okay, throwing in a different look here. But now you got to watch out for the raw dash into overhead. You know it's coming at some point, but he's obviously not charged right now. So, dang.
Damn. I don't know if he reacted to that or anticipated it. It crush countered, but he's still in the perilous spot. Gets hit with an overhead again for the umpteenth time. Good block.
Goes for it again, but no punish. But he got the counter hit. Go into the super. There you go. All right, nice. So El Gavilan puts one on the board. It is 1-1 now.
Looking absolutely fantastic. Strong stuff. Again, when you watch a dance specialist, it is poetry in motion when they've got those taunt cancels on lock. And you know what? Even dropping, we saw it earlier, and James, you did mention it before, even dropping one taunt cancel can change an entire match because he's left in a counter hit state. And if your opponent is feeling a bit buttonsy, you could get crush countered, or you could just get hit with a fat counter hit combo. So you've really got to have that on point. I've got to give credit to these guys because I only tested that out just for a couple of weeks, and even my thumbs were hurting.
I mean, again, I give so much credit to what the Street Fighter V team did with Dan, because like he's clearly just like this really, really goofy character and everything, but like he's legit, right? He's not a wasted spot on the roster, like he has 100%. Been in the past. So, I'm really, really happy with the way that they designed this character. So nice. And even the way they got rid of the infinite, genius. Like chef's kiss right there.
It's still there. They just added a little what the kids call RNG these days.
Right. But again, that solution, by giving him a random chance to throw a better fireball that actually ruins the infinite, is actually like perfect, Dan. Like that fits the character so well.
Didn't get a punish there on the damn Retsuken. Still trying to do overheads from full screen, but he's looking to close out this round here as Nib. Good V shifts. But unfortunately, to no avail, the crouching medium punch takes that round and puts Nib at match point once again.
Yeah, once again, I mean, Nib he is just getting so much play off of this full screen play with Boxer. Now, obviously, if you're El Gavilan, how do you fight that? Well, Nib's trying to walk back a full screen away a lot of the times. Just walk with him. And now see what happened is that Nib is in the corner here. This is where El Gavilan has been able to do a ton of damage. But I love that anti-air from Nib on that neutral jump earlier.
Oh, he tried to do Screw Smash, the armored version. That's a statement move. That's how I see that move from Boxer. Didn't quite work out. Got punished, but it was a tenuous one. But he's still trying to fight his way back into this. Go to the final round here is El Gavilan. He tried to do it again. Not looking good. Neutral jump again. Too far.
Gotta watch out now. Any touch in the super could kill. Actually, oh no. Okay, not gonna get anything off of that. Gets the crouching medium punch and actually gonna be able to hold on to that entire meter here. So this is looking good for El Gavilan if he can at least start to get some pressure going.
Yeah, if he's not going to be trying to anticipate a dash straight with Stand Fierce, he should probably look for a jump in into EX Dan Retsuken, and then we go from there.
Yep. Ooh, jabbed him out of the line. I don't know if that was the intention, but it definitely worked.
Yeah, just waiting here. Overhead from full screen doesn't quite work like that, mate. If you're going to do it, you have to do the heavy version. Yeah, you got to turn it around.
Okay, gets the counter poke. Now, yeah, El Gavilan, every time he gets close, he's just hitting buttons. And yeah, Nib Nib is still going for that full screen overhead right now. He wants it so bad. That's the third time, fourth time. He wants it so bad.
Dude, you know Barrow's got like regular dash straight. It's fine.
Hey, you remember what we said earlier, right? If you're going to go out on that limb, you know.
Done it.
If
what
you're
is he
going
trying to do? Wow.
Like I said, sometimes you just want to go for it as many times as you can.
He's going to do it again, you know. I feel he's going to do it again.
Oh, yeah, he's going to do it right now.
Please don't do it again. Please don't do it again, please. No.
Do it again, do it again.
You're just going to get hit by Stand Fierce. You're just going to get hit by Stand Fierce, mate.
He's charged. Oh, no, he let go of the charge. He's faking it. There it is. Oh, okay. I like that. But now he has no EX. Oh, that's punished. No.
Reversal in the corner. Throw. Oh, my word. He done it again.
Oh,
James, one more hit will do it. They don't know what they're going to do. James.
Oh, I like the V reversal. 10 seconds left. Nib Nib says you don't. Oh!
Damn. After all of that, he kept coming and throwing everything in the kitchen sink with the overhead. He was a one-trick pony. He had a linear plan. And for some reason, he was still able to close it out. This is what happens when you don't give us your details. You only just tell us you played bad. You take it to a nail-biting set, only losing it 2-1 there. But unlucky to El Gavilan there. Nib Nib takes it over. El Gavilan 2-1. Quite enjoyed that. I'd probably say the biggest concern there is you've got to optimize the punish on the overhead. 5 opportunities there. I think he was going for jab into Danretz again, the light version, one too many times. You get in the punish, but you spotted it. Good observation. It wasn't deterring Nib Nib at all. He'd go right back to full screen. And he did again.
And then at the very last second, started going with the EX low, and then right at the end of that round, just a jab straight out of nowhere. I was 100% believing that he would have went for the overhead again, so I probably would have walked into that dash straight as well.
Look, man, it happens, and you know what? We always advise players and encourage people to mix things up, and obviously know your options. Try not to be predictable when it comes to cycling through them. Other times, and you will see this at the highest level of play, because it comes down to mind games. Being obstinate can take you a long way as well. It can do that. Just be very careful in that regard, depending on the opponent you're fighting. But yes, unlucky to El Gavilan. But yes, we should be progressing through to the upper bracket semi-finals now with the matches underway. So yes, there it is. Thank you very much for the bracket here. El Chakate will be going up against Rasek. So we're probably going to be seeing Mika versus Bison again. Rasek, he's not having a good time against his matchups right now. He's going up against the Mika army. And what better way to do it than against some of the best Mikas in the North American region?
And of course, you see Flux Waves, who did lose the Rasek, already taking out Krillin in the loser side of the bracket, in the lower side of the bracket, excuse me. So Flux Wave going to be moving on over there. Of course, the lower bracket's going to be played off stream. So we're going to continue here forward with El Chicote going up against Rasek, and then Truth God going up against Nib Nib.
Yes, indeed. So once again,
another Dan matchup too. So like both two players on both sides of the brackets have to face the same character twice. Because if I remember correctly, Truth God was the Dan player as well.
Yes, that is correct. I mean, that's your reward for playing amazing and going for overheads too often. You get to do it again. It's once again, but it's going to be against the VCO 1 Dan this time around. So that's right. You might have to slightly adjust your tactics. But yes, I much appreciate to everyone that is sticking with us tonight and still enjoying some Street Fighter 5. Again, only a couple of weeks to go to win Street Fighter 6. But make sure you tweet out the stream, twitch.tv/PlayStation, and let everybody know we are live right now. You guys can join us in watching some Street Fighter 5. You're taking time out of your day to come and join us. Little old me and James Chen just talking about
No. I'm little old me, remember? So you're little young me. That's what it is. So.
Well, to be fair, I am taller than you, so okay, I'll take that. I am taller than you. I'll take that.
But yep, Chakotay going up against Rasek, and again, from Abel in the chat mentioning a little bit earlier, he called it Mexico's best bison here, and he definitely looked really impressive against that Flux Wave match. Was able to take out both the the Mika and the Rose. So
yes,
see what happens here.
Indeed.
Yeah,
definitely put in that matchup experience. He's definitely working.
Yeah, we could see Lucia, but I doubt it. I think El Chakotay is going to stick with the Mika over here.
All right, already trapped in the corner here, not respecting the pressure right now from Rasek, and he's going to go for the reset. Is he going to go behind him or stay in front? Stays in front. Oh no, I lied.
Yeah, and uses the V-shift, obviously. The V-shift can kill the left-right mix-up like that. A lot of V-shifts from Rasek. I like it. Just using those, and of course he has the 2-bar V trigger too. Oh, good reaction to trying to charge up with the microphone.
He dash up throw. Yeah, so before he wasn't really sure what the timing should be against when Flux Waves are doing it. Good V-shift into the knee press. Yep. Good conversion for the 1-bar. But he's got to do one more mix-up, James, and he could lose the round. V-shift's not going to be a good idea here.
Oh, it's kind of
the unblockable.
Yeah, the pseudo unblockable setup. What do? If you jump away, you get hit by Nadeshko. So, you're taking damage, and jumping and getting hit by Nadeshko would have been the preferable situation there, but regardless.
Well, yeah, because obviously you take, I think, 140 less damage, and Mika's still recovering, because remember, Commando's got a ton of recovery frames now, so it wouldn't have been too bad, but I don't think the situation would have drastically changed.
Yeah. You still would have had a guess for game at the end there, for sure. Oh, tried to dash through the microphone, but that microphone is so active. And now here comes Chakotay with the standard Mika pressure here in the corner. Nice, counters the Devil's Reverse.
All right, jumps in, gets the roundhouse, and you know what? He picked up on it, the situational awareness, because he didn't expect it to hit. He got the sweep, and he still gets the command grab to close out the game here against Rasek.
What a reaction with that sweep from El Chakotay, unless he was just going to go forward into the V-trigger activation, because, there's no way I would have thought he would have just eaten that jump roundhouse like that, but Chakotay still had slide, and the slide is not the fastest move, let's just put it that way.
Well, it doesn't necessarily need to be the fastest sweep, because the fastest sweep in the game is 7 or 8 frames, but it's one of the most active sweeps in the game. Mika and Ed have the most active sweeps, I think they are, so... All right, Brimstone in there, backs away, and again the biggest concern for this with Rasek right now, fantastic jumping into the Psycho Inferno, is the defensive choices when he does get knocked down, and it might be happening soon.
Yeah, look at this pressure right now from Rasek, just swinging away with that standing heavy punch. Great button, but now you're in the corner. Oh, just read him trying to escape. I like it.
I think it would have been if that was blocked, that Peach, it would have been safe from punishment, or true punishment, I should say.
Right. But Rasek, a little bit of a drop from El Chakotay there, giving Rasek a chance for some more damage as well. Empty jump into the crouching light kick. So here we go. Yes. Oh, patience from Rasek. Gonna just try to fly out of there. Yep.
That's guaranteed. Get away. And the command grab the Rainbow Typhoon to take the round and put El Chakotay at match point. Rasek's getting a little bit overwhelmed in these guess for game situations here, and he doesn't have V-Shift to help him because he's used his V-Meter earlier.
Yep.
Situation.
Oh, here we go. Gets the jump in. And you can see El Chakotay willing to kind of go, very attack heavy early on. Has been saving the command throw mostly for the round kill situations. And so, he's really trying to make sure that Rasek gets comfortable blocking. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, probably the best way to describe it. Good call there, James. But he's got a crush counter into the knee press Oki situation, not the combo ender. That was interesting. No V-shift. Oh, there it is.
Oh, Nadeshko is still there. Oh, finally comes in with the command throw. Really been saying, you know what? Okay, you've been blocking enough. I need to establish this. get some damage because he is down in life right now. But El Chicote has been down in life in a lot of these rounds and still able to make the comeback. No, that is... Ooh.
Wow. Anyway, no, it worked out. The Peach Assault connects from the crouching medium kick because you're on the corner, so you get extended range on the CA, and you got a guess for game, and you got no V meter. That's going to be guaranteed. Yep. Guaranteed.
Did Chicote close out like every round with the command throw? I feel like, but like you said, Nadeshko was coming. There was basically a no-win situation there, but still, I feel like he closed out almost every single round with that command throw.
Yeah, I think it was either just a command grab by itself or a tick throw. And again, something that I noticed was Rasek didn't really have the adequate resources to kind of help combat the situation, basically, aka V-shift. He's either in V-trigger or just had no V-meter to work with there. That was unfortunate. A complete turnaround. Obviously, different play style to handle and try to strategize against in the heat of the moment. It's not easy to do in fighting games there. El Chicote takes that over Rasek 2-0, convincing fashion. So he books his place in the upper final for today's event. So that means Rasek's dropped down into the lower bracket.
Yes.
Is he going up against Flux? Is that right?
I'm trying to see right here. Let me click on the lower bracket side over here.
I think he's got up against Flux.
Quite updated here yet on the website here. It looks. Oh no. Oh no, he's gonna be on the other side. He's on the other side.
My mistake.
Rasek's on the other side. Yeah, there you go. So okay. But we are going to be moving to Truth God, going up against Nib Nib, and so Nib Nib is going to be going up against the second Dan, if that's who Truth God decides to stick with. Just like Rasek had to go up against the second Mika. Unfortunately, he did not have the success of taking both of them out. So let's see if Nib Nib can break this pattern and actually take out both Dans in a row.
So yeah, it's going to be a significant difference because obviously both the Dan players we had in today's brackets, they use, one uses all the V Skill 1 loadout, the V System 1 loadout, and the other uses the V System 2 loadout. So obviously a significant change. And this is what I was talking about with James earlier. Someone I spoke to about Street Fighter 5 before, they said, when you pick a V Skill for a said character, they essentially become a different character. When in V-trigger, the matchup changes temporarily, which is very interesting to hear. Dan's not the epitome, but he's a pretty damn good example of two different characters.
Yes,
with V skills, right?
V-Skill 1 and V-Skill 2, drastically change what to expect out of Dan. And it's really interesting because, we talked about how if you mess up the V-Skill 1 execution, the taunt canceling, that you end up getting yourself killed. But that also just means you have a lot of time on the defensive side. But even we saw a couple of times where it was like, oh, he messed up the taunt cancel, and then the punish was just a low jab or something like that. You got to be ready for the opponent to make that mistake. Now, obviously, you could be fighting Dans that very rarely make that mistake, but it'll still happen. So you got to be aware of it. So,
yeah, again, it's part of some of his B&Bs. But you know what? At least with V Skill 1, if you try to overcommit, you can kind of make it pseudo safe in some regards. So I guess it's not that bad. But again, I'm not a V Skill 1 hater. I'm just a V Skill 1 naysayer. There's a difference. I'm just like, it's there. But V-Skill 2, I just enjoy watching V-Skill 2 Dan a lot more.
Oh, that's right. V-Skill 2 is the taunt cancel. That's right. Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
Okay. So. I always still get them mixed up. So all the characters that came out with both of them at the same time, I still get them mixed up. So.
It's interesting. We were saying that I was saying this before with when the V triggers are introduced. What if these characters or certain characters came out with just one V trigger instead of just coming in with just the two V triggers, and then obviously that came in with the V skills as well. So no, good point you bring up. But no, you're gonna say something. So
no, I just think it's funny that Truth God is named Truth God, and he's not using Ryu. He didn't tell us the truth, and he's Truth God. Come on. I mean, I'm a little upset about that.
The stats don't lie. It's Ryu with the mask. That's all it is. It's Ryu with the mask. That's all.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not Dan. That's Ryu with the mask, right?
It's Ryu if he was if he had a third-rate fighter label on his forehead. That's all. That's fine.
All right. Well, they're taking it to Spain over here. Going to the Vega backgrounds. Nice. Letting the intros rock. I like it. Let's go.
See how this works out here. Yeah, and the thing is, I don't know if... Oh, nice jumping with the roundhouse there, but he couldn't quite finish it off. Gets the punish to Dankyu Kaku straight to the corner.
Yeah,
the reversal
that's
as
what
well.
you definitely want to do there. And yep, plus frames off of that, the light Dan Kukak. I mean, it's one of those things, again, if you don't know how to fight Dan, like, you have to know that if he's going to go for that light Dan Kukak like that, stand block, you know, just like Nib Nib was doing at the end there. But I don't think he realized that, you know, that happened because he just had the V reversal ready to go. But it is definitely not as good frame advantage if, oh my God, he just went for the raw overhead. Okay.
That's fine though, because this is something I kind of figured out with Seth. So when Seth does his overhead, it's +1 on hit. Even if it doesn't kill, you still get the frame advantage there. So
right.
I think Dan gets some slight frame advantage. So even if it doesn't like basically KO, take advantage of the situation. People want to press buttons after a raw overhead anyway. So.
Right.
Ooh,
and you see right now, one of the difference here is that Truth God is just not letting Nib Nib get to that full screen and establish that dash, the dash punch or the dash overhead. But never mind, he got the dash overhead. He goes for it back to back. But the difference here is that Truth God has the actual punish on it.
I think they're doing it with jabs. I've seen El Gavilan do the same thing. I think you can punish that with crouch medium and then special cancel it. I want to see that later if possible. But you know what? The thing is, Truth God's trying to deter Nib Nib from pressing buttons, but Nib Nib is just not being conditioned. See? Again, he done it. He done the overhead. It did not get the KO, and he pressed the button afterwards. So maybe Nib Nib's unfamiliar with Dan's frame data in that regard. Dan's a character where, if you really don't know, people should be incredibly appreciative. The fact that Dan's damage output and stun output is a bit of a joke because he gets the hits. He's pretty consistent with earning counter hits, but it's not, it's not tremendous damage. So you kind of get another chance. If it wasn't the case, a lot of people would be blocking a lot more often.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've seen here, accidentally puts himself in the corner, or maybe not accidentally, but, when they get to this full screen neutral position, Truth God has just been going right in with the Dan Kukak, and Nib Nib has just been dash punching into it, and so I like that, because remember against, the previous Dan, they were just a screen away, and Nib Nib would just kind of try to dash punch in there, but Truth God just not giving Nib Nib a chance to establish that full screen game at all.
All right, already in the corner here. Try to go for another overhead, but wake up throw will do the trick. And he's trying to, I think he's trying to do roundhouse, stand fierce into the CA. He's going full screen here. Low.
Okay. Nice block on the overhead. I'm in Truth God. I hope he was watching the stream earlier, because if he did, then he knows that Nib Nib is all about that overhead. So he's blocked it, had the successful punish a couple of times already.
All Nib Nib needs to do is do dash straight, KKB into low. It will get everybody.
Yeah.
You've already sold everyone the pipe dream. You might as well tell them the truth.
And there we see the punish on the dash punch as well. We also saw that miss a lot from El Gavilan.
He's gonna go for the combo. Juggle.
Whoa.
I think he missed it. No, I think he missed the Dankyu Kaku.
Yeah.
He must have.
Might have actually. Okay.
Anti-air as well.
Good anti-air. Nib Nib has those anti-airs, but beautiful punish on the sweep. But not sure what Truth God was trying to bait out right there. Just a point-blank jump over. And again, the overhead is Nib Nib. I mean, look, this is one of the trickiest things about fighting games, right? I mean, obviously we haven't seen Nib Nib play any of his online matches at this point, but I'm guessing that dash KKB overhead wins him a lot of matches.
Well, I'll tell you what wins a lot of matches is EX Dankyu Kaku when you throw it out in the person's face, right up in their grill. I like that stuff from Truth God, making quick work, making amends there, rectifying the mistakes of his Dan brethren from El Gavilan. He made it. He took revenge upon him. So good stuff there. Unlucky to Nib Nib though, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that I was trying to, trying to get at, like, one of the hardest things about fighting games, I talk to Kami players a lot about this too, because early on in ranked mode, V-Skill 1 for Kami is just like the god move, right? You just throw it out, your plus frames, you get in. Everyone dies to it because they try to hit buttons afterwards, etc., etc. Hardest thing about fighting games is that things that get you to success, to bronze, to gold, to platinum, stop working. And it's hard because you have to stop doing some of those things, you know? And so, you know, for Nib Nib, I feel like, you know, that dash overhead clearly has been working out for him. But then when you play in these tournaments like this, and again, I'm not criticizing him. I'm hoping he's watching this and just, you know, takes this a little bit as advice and such. But, you know, the hardest thing about fighting games is that everything that works stops working as the stronger it gets, you know, and the more you have to relearn a lot of the things that you do. And that is where the difficulty, but also the beauty of fighting games come from, is that it's an ever evolving process. And it is one of the most enjoyable aspects of fighting games.
Relearning things, reconfiguring your strategy. It's a very long and potentially grueling process, however you look at it. But again, like James said, it's part of the beauty of fighting games here. So yeah, let's take a look at the bracket one more time to to show you guys how things are advances. So Fluxways, we got up against Nib Nib. Rustic got up against Kaifan there in the lower bracket. How the winners final is looking out there is Chakotay got up against Chukov. Mika versus Dan. Looking forward to that one there. So for you guys who've been enjoying the action, sticking by with us through and through, it's fantastic to see. But yeah, we're going to be trying to be moving as swiftly as possible and giving you as many games as we can. So
I'm gonna say this, Jammers.
Talk to me.
Someone out there doesn't believe that you own all those books. Someone doesn't believe those are all yours.
I mean, if you want to state your case as to why you don't believe that, I'll be happy to listen to you. But let me just play it like this. Before you make an assumption, always ask questions. Where did he get those books from? How long has he been collecting them? What are they? I don't know. Maybe you might ask that question. You saying I don't believe you own all those books. I don't believe you own your Twitch account. I kept my mouth quiet. I'm just saying.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying. You might not be on your Twitch account, but I'll tell you what you are going to be doing. We have to give a shout outs to the platform that we're on, twitch.tv/PlayStation. But if you guys are enjoying the action and you want to get in that competitive spirit, then please head on down the link below. It's right below me right now. Compete.playstation.com. Get on over there and get signed up. Again, we've got a fantastic year of fighting games ahead of us, and PlayStation, you know what, shouts to these guys for giving us a platform and allowing the players to show off their skills and enjoy that competitive spirit. So get on that link and get signing up. And you too can be on the stream. We can commentate your games and you guys could be earning some prize money. And heck, you might be able to buy you what's apparently imaginary behind my back. It's a green screen, by the way. I'm just gonna just drop it down, and it's not gonna be there, right, James? I don't know.
They're not real books. You pull one of them, and then the shelf like slides over, and it reveals the hidden room or something. But you know, obviously, if you guys want to, you know, join in on here, you could also do the socials and head out to the, you know, the Discord as well. There's so much to join. There's a wonderful community out here for everyone to play in, you know, these tournaments. And again, with the compete.playstation.com, we've also got DNF and Dragon Ball Fighters, and so we've got all sorts of things going on here. And I do think I missed the what the voice from the heavens is telling us here.
As you say, what we do have, I tell you what we do have as well. We have a break. There you go. We do have a break. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a 5-minute break. That esports break you all know and love. But when we come back, there is going to be more Street Fighter 5 action here for Street Fighter 5 Fight Nights here on the PlayStation channel. We'll see you very soon.
PlayStation.
Welcome back, everybody. I've got a special guest with me over here. I've got Lily's cat from Tekken 8. That was just announced recent. No, I'm just kidding. This is actually my boy Nathan here. But I am joined by Hollywood Jammers. If you see HD Jammers on Twitter, that is his account. That H definitely stands for Hollywood. Don't let Jammers tell you otherwise. How are you doing?
I felt like the third wheel. Anyway, this third wheel wants to look at the bracket. Let's take a look at this bracket real quick. Just bring you guys back into the action here for tonight's Street Fighter action here at Fight Night. So yeah, this is what has transpired today. The bracket: Rasek losing to El Chakotay in the winners semi-final. Nibli losing to Truth God. So we're going to be having a winners final of El Chakotay going up against Truth God here. Let's see who emerges victorious to book their place in the grand final winners side. And as you can see, Flux Waves has been doing damage in that lower bracket, and he's going to be going up against Kaifan, which Kaifan took it over Rasek 2-1. Interesting.
Dang,
I thought
okay.
Rasek would have gone. I thought Rasek would have gone the distance there with the performance he's been putting in today.
Yeah, Rasek has been doing really, really well, and that would have been a run back with Rasek and Flux Waves had he actually won that. And remember, Rasek actually defeated Flux Waves earlier, so I guess Flux Waves not going to get the chance for the run back himself. And so, yeah, but we're going to stick around on the winner side of the bracket, as we just saw Truth God taking out Nib Nib a little bit earlier. Going to be going up against El Chakotay. I mean, El Chakotay right now, I mean, he's definitely won a few of these events already, sitting comfortably here in the upper bracket. So trying to put himself into the grand finals by taking this match. But Truth God, I mean, he's rocking with that Dan. That Dan has been doing some damage. Already taken down 2 people, including Kaifan. So let's see if Truth God can maybe potentially pull an upset here over El Chakotay.
Yeah. Hey, listen, if there's anyone, it's going to be hard to kind of inflict that mental guard break on. It's going to be El Chakotay. Like you said, that damaging Dan has been putting in that work there. But we're in winners final, the best of 5 territory. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult, a little bit more grueling to try and overthrow someone as prestigious and strong as Chakotay. Remember, like I said, for those who don't know, if you are just joining us here on the twitch.tv/PlayStation channel, El Chakotay had a 53 win streak earlier today with Mika alone. He is in the mood to do command grabs, chase down defensive options, and have a whale of a time just making sure your day is not as bright as you thought it would be.
Well, Truth God coming in here as well, and see if he can actually pull off an upset against El Chakotay over here.
He's still
rocking that
one.
Yeah, it's definitely what he's used to. I mean, honestly, it could be one of those things that, you know, he's tried using V-Skill 2 and just, you know, doesn't have the rhythm of it just yet. But obviously it is such a potent tool. Oh, nice. Okay, that's going to blow up the microphone. Yeah, nicely done.
Yes. It's a clean answer. He dashed and did it the first time round. If he stays in the range where he doesn't have to dash, I think that would probably be better ultimately. But again, good execution, a good situational awareness there.
Well, one of the things that's very apparent right now from Truth God is that we have not seen him stop the drop kick yet. And of course, that is going to be Mika's #1 way. Oh my gosh, he just came in there. But Nadeshko saving Chakotay.
Well, he's about to get hit by the Luffy wake-up jab into the command grab to take that round. And the thing is, it's a shame because that situation could have been a little bit different if Nadeshko didn't come and save the day, because he got damaged. He just didn't get the true Oki situation.
Right, exactly. Which is exactly what he's actually looking for here. But I want to see, okay, interrupted the drop kick by moving in, but I still haven't seen him snipe the drop kick out of the air. Nice jump and punish here on the command throw attempt from El Chakotay.
All right, goes for the V-Skill 1 ender here. Gonna activate the V-Trigger. No V-Reversal yet. Takes the frame trap. There's the V-Reversal.
Out of there.
Good choice. He's got the 1 bar, so he's pretty much free to do anything as long as you have the bar to do it. It just sucks when you got to do V-shifts because you've only got 1 opportunity.
Right. Oh, Chakotay was just waiting at that point for the jump, but not expecting the EX wake up.
Oh, good jump.
Oh, what?
Oh,
that's
okay.
That counts as like an animation. Yeah. So that just goes right through. Yeah, I had no idea.
Okay. We'll get onto this in a minute. Let's wait for the
round to finish. that was it.
He could have won there, but he didn't believe that the combo was going to work. And he goes for a meaty body splash, if that's even a thing. And then he takes the first game there in this winner's final. So yeah, we got to backtrack there to that situation with Nadeshko whiffing against EX Damretsuken. So for those of you who don't know, there are a couple of moves that give you a set animation. One that comes to mind is Akuma's V-Trigger 1 DP. When you do that, you can actually hit him out of it with Nadeshko and something else. You can hit him out of it. So I was assuming other moves follow that same rule. Apparently they don't.
Yep.
You can still learn something in Street Fighter 5 even after the competitive season is done.
Yeah, I wonder if Truth God knew that, because if he did, nicely done. I love that punish then, because that's perfect. And that's something that I bet you even El Chicote was kind of surprised by. Whoa, that is not what he tried to do.
Did you see that, James?
Yeah, just hopped right over him.
What are we seeing today? What am I watching? I know it's early in the morning here in the UK, but...
I love that spacing from El Chicote, though. He had that perfect spacing so that the crouch heavy punch would miss, and then he just continued the pressure at that point. Again, that is the distance that Mika wants to play at. You know, that the drop kick, crouch heavy punch misses, dash up, command grab. That is the wheelhouse of Mika right there. And yeah, it's the perfect range for jump as well, as you just saw from Chicote. So you want to get out of that range as much as possible, but look at this, is going to be damage.
He took advantage of the kind of pseudo-safe situation there with that V-Skill 1, and he just went for a command grab instead. Took advantage of the fact that Truth God might not actually move from that scenario.
Right, respecting the turn. Oh, what?
Catches it, because that is airborne when he does Danku Kaku, so he was ready there, El Chacote.
Yep, and that was minus, because it was blocked close enough.
Here's the thing, Mika has some of the best EX moves in the game, because they all basically start up in 5 frames, right? So you're pretty much working with a lot of decent moves.
I mean, Chicote has ended so many rounds in that command throw. Let's see if he can find another one to sneak in here. He's just going to be... oh, no! Truth God tried to do something little cheeky there. Wasn't close enough. Unless he was trying to walk up EX Fireball, and it just came out as a DP, but I don't think that's what he was going for.
Okay, like, good cop, bad cop, benefit of the doubt, you want to say as EX Fireball. I think he wanted to do that Dragon Punch.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he wanted to do that Dragon Punch. It didn't quite work out. If he's trying to block the microphone, I believe Dan's reversal was 1 hit, so that wasn't really going to work out.
Right. That's the thing. It's not like it's a Street Fighter 4 armor breaker or anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless there's something about V-Skill 1 I don't know about. But yeah, that would have been just a one-hitting reversal, and Mika probably would have recovered quicker than Dan in that scenario, and then would have got a full punish. That's just me theorizing. I'd have to test that, but it's 2-0 to El Chacote right now in the winners final here.
That's right. Again, it is 3 out of 5.
Yeah. Truth God is again putting on a show. I think right now what you're seeing is the limitations to at least the Dan options he's using, because again, without V Skill 2, limited frame traps, they are kind of weak. The V Skill 2, even though it is safe on block, El Chacote's had reasonable counters, at least to keep you on your toes in the guessing game. He's actually countered arbitrary Dankukyakus with wingless airplane, because it is an airborne move. So he's had the counterplay here for Truth God's Dan. Now the question is, do we stick with this strategy, or do we reconfigure it?
There's that picture of Ryu sitting there.
Just saying.
Maybe he'll switch to Ryu. I don't know. But again, yeah. I mean, just having the taunt cancels from that V skill 2 just allows you to throw in a lot more, just kind of like tricky pressure as well. And they've done a good job making sure all the V skills and all the V triggers have their place. You know, they've done a good job trying to balance them out. And sure enough, look at that. We've gone to the truth here. This is the truth. This is the true Truth God here. It is Ryu going up against Armika.
Okay, so let's see how this works. He's going to have a legit fireball to work with, but you're going to be building V meter very quickly for El Chacote. You're going to have better damage options. Obviously, you're going to have better anti-air options as well, but right now the V skill 1 is just basically running the joint here. Try to bait the reversal there, didn't quite work out. The V reversal did save him from the Deshko. If he'd done that earlier, he would have lost.
And he went for an overhead off of that air reset. It looked like it got tossed out of that one. I feel like there was some kind of execution error there. But using the armor to go through the fireball, and yeah, El Chicote says, you know what? I am very, very comfortable fighting Ryu. Not a problem. Just going to throw microphones all day.
And Ryu can actually make this pretty difficult for Mika as well. It's like the most consistent odds against Fireball is EX Peach, but you have to build the bar, obviously. But then Truth God might not need to throw a Fireball. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, he doesn't know what to do.
He has no answer to this. Uh-oh. And yeah, look at that. Free meter. So why not? Just walk him a little bit to the corner. But I like that air-to-air from Truth God. Oh, no. El Chicote just has the reaction. That's going to definitely be plus enough for a combo.
All right, there we go. Tucks his way out of there. Didn't anti-air. Goes for a V-reversal again to get a little bit of breathing room. Still throwing the Fireball.
Oh, no. Yeah. Baited him into that fireball game. Oh, the V rake on the V shift.
Oh, V reversal. No parry. No parry.
Yeah. Should have seen that one. You could see the startup of it, but just didn't have the reaction for it.
Dashing up. Yeah, he's throwing everything in the kitchen sink now. Lovely anti-air. And he gets
it.
Extra damage as well, but that should be the game. That's the game. That's done.
Is this going to kill? Yeah, it's going to kill. Yeah. Yeah. And how many of these rounds have we seen El Chicote end with that crouching light punch into command grab? He has landed that to finish the round at least 6 times during the course of this single tournament already. Maybe even like 7 times at this point, but it is definitely a consistent round ender for El Chicote. And that's one of those things, right? Like, that's one of the cool things about playing these fight nights is you fight these guys a lot. We've said that there's definitely regulars here. You got to pick up on individual people's habits and learn what they like to do. That is the nature of fighting games. You can't just treat every match like it's a bubble. You always have to keep building that knowledge base of what your opponents like to do.
Yes, dominating performance there from El Chicote. So he is going to be in the winners final the grand final on the winners side. Let me not get tongue-tied there. But if we take a look at the bracket once again, this is how things are looking out. Truth God there, he wasn't able to get even like a shoo-in in that set, but he's going to be sitting in the lower bracket final here. He's still in the money. Let's see if he can increase his chances to get a little bit more prize money from tonight's Fight Nights here. But we're going to be moving on down to the lower bracket, I believe, for the lower bracket semi-final, which we revert back to a 2 out of 3 before we
just
come back
for this
into,
one match. Just for this one match,
before we go back into that 3 out of 5 territory here. Like we said, Flux Waves has been doing damage in the lower bracket here. He wants his vengeance. He wasn't quite happy with performance. I could tell he wasn't happy with performance earlier. He did experiment with the Rose, though. I like that when we do see him in the Fight Night series. He is experimenting with the characters. We've seen the Manat, we've seen the Mika, we've seen the Poison. He's introduced the Rose. They're really just going around the houses and having a good time, and keeping his opponents on his toes, as we would say.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, look, Flux Waves has won a couple of these himself, and a lot of them he goes to the lower bracket, first round, second round. This is a path that he is very, very, very familiar with. So I don't think he's really feeling the pressure right now. But Flux Waves and Kaifan have definitely fought each other before, but I don't know if Flux Waves has fought Kaifan in this tournament with Kaifan running the Kage. So we also see the experiment from Kaifan. So are we going to see Kage versus Rose potentially, you think, here?
Rose can have a decent time against Kage. I think Poison would do better, but he's gone back to his true love, the original person that took him to the dance or brought him to the dance, say Sakura. So this is an interesting matchup because Sakura is a character which unfortunately got overshadowed by, your Karens, your Lukes. Heck, you could even put Akira in that bracket depending on who you ask. But her walk speed causes a lot of problems for Poison simply because she can walk her down to the corner without actually having to do anything, because Poison wants to have this ideal space where Sakura can't punish Crouch Fierce with a medium Shuriken, because that's a guaranteed punish. But you can bait it with V-Skill too, but I don't know if we'll see that situation. So
all right, well, V-Reversal just to get out of that position. As you can see, Kaifan off to a good start here. Flux Wave with the cancel to get the back throw, which I like, puts her in the corner. Wow, that was too far away.
That's the round. Yep. That is the round.
I thought that whip was going to hit. I thought that was close enough, but he must have been like 2 pixels out of the range of that.
Sometimes we hope. You just buffer the cancel anyway into heart rate. If not, then oh, and he's picked these two. Fantastic choice because we'll see if you're
right
to be able to play the right.
Okay, but Kaifan gets in there. This is the pressure that he wants. Obviously, the foot speed, the walk speed, and then of course the EX Tatsu into activation is a really nice way to get in on Poison.
All right, backs away with the stand, roundhouse, anti-air there with the crouching medium punch, trying to bait a throw, didn't quite work out. Commitment into the V-trigger to Tatsu. Get something here. He might have to, yeah, he's got to do it. Yeah, he has to. I don't think Poison's KO'd, but I think this is an excellent choice because she can dash up and get a throw, I think. Oh, no, okay.
Oh, or just go for the overhead at the max distance over there. So nicely done. Kaifan coming in here and taking the game over Flux Wave. Like I said, these two have fought each other quite a few times here in this tournament. I don't have their exact record over here, but as I mentioned, Flux Waves usually makes his way throughout the losers bracket. So I feel like Flux Waves usually has the upper hand in this direct player matchup, but I like how Kaifan is playing right now.
All right, so it looks like Flux is going to stick to the guns with Poison. Gets a really cool opening into the heavy Avant line, straight to the corner. No tick throw yet.
Just been sticking with the stand. Oh, nice cancel in time.
What a bait. Oh, he could have stunned. I think he could have stunned Sakura there, but he was unoptimal in that regard. And he gets the round anyway for the stun. The back throw for the optimal
to build a little bit extra minute. Yep. Okay.
That's not going to be a thing in 6 because obviously there's no traditional stun anymore. So you just build meter. Yeah. Well, there's tons of ways to build even more meter, but
I got to tell you, man, after so many times of being scared of stun in this game, sometimes it feels kind of nice in Street Fighter 6 when you don't have to worry about it.
Don't worry. I'll wait for you to put a clip of yourselves getting wall splat for stun. And we'll see if you change your mind.
No. The freaking Drive Impact is the old man killer. So let me put it that way. Like, I am not stopping that. If you ever run into me online, just Drive Impact me until I'm dead. That's the tip for you guys.
Oh, almost got an air-to-air there. Being ambiguous with these jump-ins. Piling on the pressure here is Kaifan. And a throw.
Went for the throw.
Mixing it up.
And then went for the empty low. Nice block. Nice block. And now it's Flux Wave's turn to spend all that meter. And now has the opportunity to just kill with one hit.
If Kaifan jump... Yeah, wow. Do you know what? That's going to be the round. Yeah, it's going to be the round. Oh, not.
No, wait. I think he accidentally DP'd too early. It might have hit too high up, so he didn't have the I don't know what happened there.
Do you know what? I'll tell you what's crazy, right? I was about to say before you done, I was going to say, if Kaifan jumps, Flux can do V-Trigger activate and win the round, because he could do up kick into Molotov and then win there, but then he jumped and probably missed his crouching medium punch anti-air. But, yeah, James, going back to what you're saying, I think, yeah, the uppercut hit too early. Did he do the light version? Because some characters have these weird scenarios where they do the V-trigger conversion, it runs out, so the combo ender changes and the properties change, so therefore you're not going to get what you want.
Right, yeah. That's true.
It's one apiece
Maybe
right
he was
now.
expecting the V-trigger DP to come out and wasn't expecting the light one to come out over there. Gets the cross-up. Oh, he had the combo, but he let that go.
Dashes up and gets the crouching medium punch. Throws it out there. Malicious intent and going to go for the Sakura Otoshi. James, we're looking at stun. We're looking really close to stun here.
And actually, this might actually be better because, beautiful choice on that V-break. But the fireball hits! Not enough to stun because of the V-reversal.
He could have picked up there, but he's going to lose the round. Oh,
yeah, he just built the super on that hit. Nicely done by Flux Waves to notice that. Oh, what? He's still alive?
Okay, that's my mistake.
Oh, boy.
The reversal. This is tense. This is hella tense right now.
Yeah, but an EX Tatsu into act. Wow, that hit far.
Wow, Kaifan is really taking it to Flux Waves here, not giving him any breathing room, jumping at very close angles to make it difficult to assess whether crouching meter punch is the right anti-air choice. Really using the overheads as well. And he'll wake up with buttons and mix up with the reversal. Keeping him on his toes, man.
The nice thing, too, is that since Kaifan has been getting a couple of those jump-ins like that, it's really opened up his ability to dash in, but Flux Waves getting the stun here. Goes for the reset into the back throw. Smart.
Cheeky, get that meter build. He's at a meter deficit regardless, but he's trying to reduce as much as possible. If he can force Kaifan to do a reversal again, and he baits it, he'll be in such a conducive position. Good punch. Oh, he could punch that.
Yeah. And no, Ken Sherman, this is actually pre-recorded, so, that's how I'm answering your chat.
All right, there we go. Right. Wakes up with a tick throw. Oh, sorry, does the Oki with a tick throw.
Yeah. Oh, goes for the low option, actually. Okay, not. So remember I said Kaifan had been able to dash in a lot. Oh, activation. Yeah, going to be able to DP in time. Nice. Okay.
Watch out for the jump. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, there it was. No activation just yet. There it is right there, and going to be able to get the hit. And Flux, I mean, honestly, Kaifan played so well. There was just a few of those small little situations that Kaifan probably could have taken around here or there, just had two small little errors. Otherwise, it would have been Kaifan moving on, but it is going to be Flux Waves that is taking it 2-1 because it is only best of 3 here in losers semis. Now that we're going into losers finals, now we're going back to 3 out of 5.
So well played, Kaifan, throughout today's Fight Nights. I was thoroughly impressed, especially with how you handled the poison matchup there. That's not something that I see a lot of soccer players, at least in Europe here, handle that. They kind of take the kind of slow, methodical approach and then just really pile on the pressure when they put you in the corner. But you really took the aggression. You really took the dogfight there to Flux Wave, put him on his toes because probably his heart was just hanging out of his mouth. But yeah, it was just unfortunate there. I think got a little bit patient at times, but good adjustments there. And sometimes you're going to be going up against players like that in terms of Flux Wave's perspective. You're going to be fighting players like that where they try to really shake up your rhythm and try to disturb it, I should say. And then this is where you can really put a player's adaptability and their adjustment skills to the test, and then see if they come out on top there. So well played there to both players, but like James said, am I interrupting? Third wheel? Sorry.
No. Look, he wants to say hi to you as well, so I'm just bringing him on camera so we can say hi to you.
Hi, Nathan. You look a bit moody today.
It's because it's dinner time. They haven't eaten yet. It's dinner time. They're waiting for me to finish the commentary, so they're like, "Where's my food? Where's my food?"
Don't worry. If anyone has any pets, it's been like long lasting. Sometimes you'll be in your room, you'll be doing some work, and then your pet just shows you an overabundance of affection. You're like, hang on a minute.
Yep, that is exactly what's happening right now.
It's like you don't usually do. It's food time. Yeah, all right.
Do you have any pets, Jammers?
Yeah, I've got a cat. She's actually sleeping on my bed over at the back. She was making a bunch of noise, so I threw a stress ball at her to try and scare her off. But unfortunately, she has now claimed it as her toy. So I'm not going to get that stress ball back. Anyway, we should take a look at that bracket just to refresh you guys' memory as to what's been going on as we set up the next couple of matches here. So we should have, yes, Truth God going up against Flux Waves here. This is almost turning into an interesting rivalry in the grand final for Fight Nights, but Truth God could ruin that here. If Kaifan gave us an indication, Truth God could be the cherry on cake to ruin that rivalry we see here in Fight Nights.
Yeah, it's so interesting because, I was looking at that second round of winner's side of the El Chicote versus Flux Wave. I was like, all right, this is going to be the... And then it didn't happen because Flux Wave lost to Rasek. But yeah, if Flux Waves can win this one over Truth God, we will get that match again. But of course, Truth God would like to try to get some more intel on that El Chicote match. So he wants to get back into that grand finals over there. The Ryu pick obviously didn't pan out the way that he wanted to. Maybe thought that the fireball zoning game would have worked, but then the microphone just kind of ruined that one. So maybe would go back to the Dan. Not sure, but he's got to get past Flux Waves first. So let's see what he can do.
I think what's interesting is you should never expect anything in the bracket because expectation leads to disappointment. So you can always go, it's a theory, but it might not exactly happen. I think you should go with Dan here, Truth God. I think Dan's pressure. There were some talks of Dan causing problems for Poison because again, there you go. He's not using V skills to you, but.
Was it also because like Dan Kukat can go over the crouching heavy punch?
You can do that, but for most of the matches, this is why Idom was really good with this character. He used heart rate 10 times more than crouch fierce, and medium heart rate covers a lot of moves in general. So if you have the spacing correct, medium heart rate should just catch Dan airborne, but obviously they've nerfed heart rate how it works in terms of the hurt box, so you can't be too liberal with it. But no, it's mainly the pressure. Once Dan gets in, with V skill 2 anyway, Poison has to use V shift and V reversal to get up, but it looks like Fluxwave is going for the gusto right now, so he gets hit with that EX Danku Kaku.
How often have you fought Akainu in this matchup?
Not often, actually. Okay. Like he's tried to invite me to play before, but he catches me at that time.
Right.
So
Okay.
I played other Dans, but
you're ducking him, right?
You say that, but I duck everybody. That's what commentators do. They duck everybody.
Oh, okay, fair. You know, I mean, I am familiar with that for sure. So, oh, the trade. That's a smart trade. Wow, that actually missed. But wow, that was an interesting interaction right there. I'm surprised Truth God's cross-up did not just beat Standing Strong. What?
Yeah, so Flux probably pressed medium punch just a frame before he pressed down. So that can happen sometimes. So, overhead.
I forget, where is Akainu from? What country does he hail from?
France.
Okay, so he is a France player. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Don't worry. Someone once told me the capital of Paris is London. I almost fell apart.
Wait, the capital of Paris is London? Someone said to you?
I almost fell apart, mate. I couldn't believe what I heard.
Oh man. I mean,
anyway.
Clearly the capital of Paris is Berlin. I don't know what that guy's talking about. So
anyway, I know what I'm talking about here, though. Is he going to spend the bar on the CA? No, he's going to save it. One more Dan Kukaku could do the trick. Oh, he tried! Oh! He tried! He did try it!
Oh, man. Also, I feel like you were about to revoke my honorary European status, right? So.
No. It's fine, don't worry. I like you, James.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I like you too. Okay, so there we go. All right. Anyways, enough of this love fest. We're playing fighting games. We're angry. We want to beat each other up. So here we go. Flux Waves taking game number 1 off of that beautiful confirm into super.
All right. So fine start there. So yeah, one of the things that Fluxwave did exceptionally well in that first round was he was able to do the frame trap with heart rate into Molotov to stop any kind of advancing movements, because this way you trick them with the heart rate cancel and then you like go for the attack. That's what really gets opponents off their, or throws them off their game, right? And right now he's really trying to force his way in with the Dan Kukaku, who's not really getting any luck from that. Gets an air to air though.
Look at the challenge though from Flux Waves. Yeah, plus frames, and tried to get out of there. Didn't get out of there without taking any damage, but honestly, that wasn't that bad at all.
No CA. He built the bar in time, so he could have cancelled it just in case.
I wonder if he's actually trying to think about saving it for the next round, because, you know, obviously he's winning here pretty soundly without having to spend too much of that meter. Oh, okay. Speaking of meter, Truth got with a cross-up jump V-skill 1.
As he kind of knocked him off balance here, activates the V-trigger 1 from the sweep. Good V reversal there, makes it null and void. If he jumps, he's done. Yeah, I think if he jumps, he's done.
He's trying to stay out of that range. Okay, gets in there. Oh, just goes for the chip. Smart. Okay, so Fluxwaves is like, nah, I'm not saving this meter. I'm taking the round because this is getting a little dodgy here.
Yeah, there we go. So, alright, trade with the heart rate. Yeah, so you'll probably see that situation a bit more. But when it comes to the EX version, if it's done too far away, then the whip will beat it.
Oh,
nice read.
No.
Lovely
No,
read.
that... When you are a Poison player, or, you know, Yamazaki or whatever, when you get that, you just feel so good.
Of course. I'm like, yes, I've read you completely.
Yep.
Hold that.
It's like, you know, when you were fighting Gouken in Street Fighter 4, you jump up and you jump into the fireball. Oh, nice reaction.
Yeah, okay. I understand he's using that as a point of entry, but here's the thing. Dan and Ed share this problem where if you're going to pop out your V-triggers with its slow-moving giant projectiles, and Poison's got one of the longest-reaching CAs in the game, not a good call.
Right.
A good call.
Yeah, we are back to to 3 out of 5. So Flux does need to win one more, but Flux is looking pretty dominant here. And Truth God, oh no, looks like we're going right back in there. Truth God gonna stick with the Dan. And look at that, starting with the anti-air whip. Oh boy. Just already reading kind of the frustration on Truth God's part.
It is really good from Fluxwave at the moment again, and he's trying to deter Truth God from jumping, yeah, and so he can kind of limit his options to the Dankukaku, which he's been consistently countering. So that's very good to see.
Wow.
He tried to get it. That would have worked if he was a little bit
missed.
closer. Yeah.
And there you go. There's that meaty overhead. Nice. He gets him with a shimmy. Okay. Fluxwave's falling a little victim to that. So here we go. Activation. Extend the combo just a little bit. Now, oh, he crossed him up. He put himself in the corner. You can't do that against Poison. If you got Poison in the corner, you can't. Like, I feel like going for the cross up is just the wrong choice.
Do you know what? Some players and some characters do it. Ed's a good shout. Zek is a good shout. It depends on the character, but I'm with you. But I'm the Poison player. But like a lot of people, a lot of people won't listen to us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you're one of those characters who can switch sides very easily, like a sheet or something like that, you know, yeah, that, I mean, it might work out. But I feel like if you're Dan going up against Poison, I don't feel like the cross up in the corner is the right choice.
All right, be reversal again just to relieve the pressure and, of course, get extra damage on that next heart rate hit from the grade damage. Just
nice. Oh, but too far away. Didn't go for the EX Dankukaken with a forward throw, not a back throw. But he does get the cross up, so he keeps the pressure. Tried to go for another shimmy. This time, Flux Waves did not fall for it. And then catches Truth God trying to come back in. Flux Waves advances to grand finals in pure Flux Waves fashion here. Going to loser's bracket in first round, going to the lower bracket in first round, and then making it all the way through to grand finals.
Well played there again. Dominating performance there from Fluxwave, keeping it simple. He was able to conserve his meter the whole time and really cash out on the CA. That's how that's how rough the matchup can be for Dan when played correctly from the Poison perspective. I will say though, from Truth God's perspective, I think he's had a good day today. I think he only lost to the grand finalists. I think that's right.
Oh yeah.
And if you've only lost to the grand finalists, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Show me the bracket production team so we can refresh my memory as to who had to bow out. Yeah, El Chacate and Flux. Yeah, that's fine then. Yep. That's fine. You can hold your chin up or hold your head up high. Keep your chin up and kind of look at that as a good thing.
And to be honest with you, what is that? Walking away with $100 there, I believe. So, you know, definitely not a bad days of work right there. Not a bad day of work. Walking away from a nice little tournament where you can play, you know, in the comfort of your own home, in your PJs, whatever, sipping the hot chocolate by the warm fireplace, whatever, you know, you can just have a good time over here and get $100 for that. That's actually pretty sick.
Yes, indeed there. So again, well played to Truth God coming through, representing that Dan. It's such a shame that we've only got a couple of weeks left. So your days are numbered to keep enjoying Dan till we move on to SF6, man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's excited. But again, you know, one of the beautiful things about fighting games, I mean, allow me a little bit of soapbox over here, is that, you know, look, fighting games don't die. You know, we're still playing. I mean, I was just at Texas Showdown. I commentated Hyper Fighting, Street Fighter Alpha 2, Third Strike, CVS 2, Super Turbo. I know they ran Vampire Savior there, MVC 2 there. And that's the beautiful thing about fighting games, right? So, you know, even if Street Fighter 6 is coming around the corner, there are a lot of people out there who legit love Street Fighter 5, you know?
Yes.
And so if that's the case, keep playing it, man. Like, keep playing it. It is there's no reason to stop playing older fighting games. And you know, that's why I've always loved like what Arxis did, putting rollback into Exert. I mean, geez, what a wonderful gesture on their part. And so shout outs to, you know, again, shout outs to everyone in the fighting game community who maintain the scenes of the old games. It's so good.
Well, talk about maintaining. Let's see if our combatants here in the grand finals maintain their composure, because they're going for that mirror match, something that a lot of players avoid in fighting games of today. Flux on the left using the Monster Hunter Mika, going up against one of the EX colors of the default outfit for Mika and El Chakotay. El Chakotay is on the winner's side for grand final, while Flux Waves, he basically has to win the first best of 5 to reset the bracket, and then get 3 more wins after that to win the tournament.
Yeah, just a little late on that punish, but yeah, using the armor to bust through the microphone. Smart stuff. Chakotay definitely knows how to fight microphones, as he is a microphone. Actually, so does Flux Waves. Knows how to fight microphones.
Dash up, come on, guys. It's going to be the round. Yep, there you have it. All right, yep. So the forward dash is going to play a huge role in this matchup because, again, Mika's forward dash is pretty fast, 18 frames, and it's how Mika players are going to throw you off because you're going to expect the dropkick to cover the same distance or something like that. So, crush counter.
Boy, look at all these crush counters all over the place for El Chakotay. Gonna go for a, oh no, okay, not gonna go for a mic combo, just goes for the meaty mic setup instead. And now Flux Waves, however, tries to get out of the corner, successfully does now with that Nadeshko in the command grab, but oh boy, this is risk.
It's getting a bit wild here. We're just throwing Nadeshko out to throw people, and then not sure which Nadeshko's which.
I'm just surprised that wingless airplane didn't get it. What is happening? Oh, and he missed the combo.
Oh, that's a shame. He's not dead though. He could have killed wingless airplane. Oh.
He woke up with an EX. Did Flux Waves try to wake up EX command grab? Was he expecting a shimmy? Maybe that was the read, was the shimmy, and so he just wanted to grab him with that, but El Chakotay did go in with the meaty.
Initial jump here, Flux Wave with the block. I think he tried to catch a backdash there. Good punish on the target combo because that is -5, and the wake up button doing the Luffy special.
Here we go, those plus frames off of the meaty microphone again. Oh, the mix-up goes to the side switch with the Nadeshko. Now close to stun. There's the stun. El Chakotay should be able to finish this off, comboing into the command throw after the microphone hits. Boom, Chakotay up 1 game.
See, and that's crazy, right? Because obviously when you're in the mirror, you're basically fighting a reflection of yourself. So, yeah, especially at this level, this caliber of Mika play between the two of them, they know the meaty timings, they know the setups, but the guessing is all the same. You can never eliminate the risk. You can only reduce the amount of times it can occur. That's what somebody once told me. But again, you are just another victim when you go up against Mika.
Interesting. So, Flux Wave's going to stick with it. Seems like he wants to learn this Mika match. There you go. Very important skill to have is to be able to snipe that drop kick out of the air. If you do not know how to snipe that drop kick out of the air, practice it in training mode, because otherwise Mikas will run right all over you, just like Chakotay is running over Flux Waves right now. Wow.
He just doesn't know what it's going to be on wake up. The light, he's going for safe pressure here with the meteor because it's basically a layered guess. He probably wants to throw Flux, but he's basically covering it with a button first. Give him that extra frame advantage, that one more guess. And then the V shift on the backdash makes the correct choice this time.
Oh, nice. Speaking of which, drop kick, and that's the side switch too.
You did say, James, go training mode. They're on the training stage, so you did go training mode.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But yeah, now, jumps right over the microphone. Again, definitely very obvious that Chakotay has all the anti-Mika strats with Mika here. Oh, trades! Crouch heavy punch.
All right, gets the V shift and the break.
2 V shifts in a row. Wow, that recovered in time!
Uh-oh, here we go. Send to the corner. Good choice here. Meterless option. Guess for game. Okay. This is guess for game.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, no, he didn't go for the wingless airplane. He tried to go with the crouch strong, then tried to go for a shimmy. El Chakotay not falling for it at all, just goes with the crouching light kick. El Chakotay going up 2-0, and now he is at tournament game.
So this is what's interesting, right? The way they're using Nadeshko, because Nadeshko is a utility V-trigger, right? So there's a multitude of ways to use her. I see Flux Wave using more to kind of get the positional advantage, not so much being as successful with mix-ups, at least in this set alone, whereas El Chakotay is literally just forcing that scramble and getting the mix-ups and coming out on top. Good backdash there from Flux Wave. He's starting to get a better read. It's still guessing, but he's guessing correctly in some of these occasions to avoid the grab now.
Flux Waves, I mean, at this point in time, there it is again, just blowing up that drop kick out of the air. But at this point, I mean, I can't really call what I feel like Flux Waves needs to do. I feel like he's playing fine, just El Chicote has been right more often, you know? That's just, sometimes it's as simple as that.
Sometimes that's all it is, James. It's not even being outplayed, it's outguessed. You just like, you know,
Yeah.
that's all it is. Oh, he checked the dash with the medium, but conversion coming through. V-shift, yeah, that was a bit predictable, but Chicote played it safe. Dash!
Oh, yep. Just like we said, right? Sometimes that's just it. You guessed that they're going to dash forward and command throw, and you get the big punish, and you take the round thanks to that.
Good reactionary jump, though, from Flux to get that round. Let's see if we can keep it up, though, because we can't guess wrong again. Stun's racking up. Oh, dear.
Oh, boy. Now this is the scary part, because one hit, and so this is going to be a maximum damage punish here with one hit in the stun. Goes for the reset, and just, look. Okay. The one thing I can say is Flux Waves is not blocking.
And you don't want to get grabbed. That's it.
Right, exactly. I don't blame him. This happens to me versus Alex. Like, I get murdered by Alex because I just do not want to get command grabbed and turned into a Demon Dan gif, you know? I mean, that's just one of those situations.
Oh, lovely pickup there with the jump, medium punch, juggle, and he's baited the super. This is going to be guess for game. Is he going to V-shift or leave it?
Boy.
That's it.
Oh,
I
the
think we're done.
stun right there.
I think
You think
we're
you
done.
can kill here with only
No.
one bar?
Scaling. A bit too much scaling.
One,
about alive.
2, 3. Oh my goodness. 1 pixel away. Oh, the classic. El Chicote is going to win PlayStation Fight Night Street Fighter 5 in, again, like I said, sometimes you're just right and you guess correctly, and El Chicote read everything that Flux Waves was doing in that last round right there. And so Chicote is your champion. He's going home with the $200. Not bad for a day's work.
The die is set. He wins it, stays in winner's side the whole time, and a complete, so I should say a consummate performance there from El Chicote, showing you why he is a regular winner here on the Fight Nights. And that 53 win streak he had earlier today is no lie. He's doing it, and he's putting in that work. But let's look at the bracket one last time for tonight. Your champion once again, El Chicote. Congratulations. It's the path he had to take. Krillin, Rasek, Truth God, and Flux Wave all lost. And I tell you what, El Chicote didn't drop a game. He lost a couple of rounds.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's on a 63 game win streak now.
Ooh, I see you with the quick maths there, James. I see you.
Yeah. And I see you also as well in the chat, Neon. You know, I mean, look, everybody can get to this level. It's just, it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of resolve to be able to try to put yourself at this level. You know, you got to talk to a lot of people, but also you have to understand that a lot of times when you lose, don't be like some whiny commentator that I see on Twitter all the time, blaming his character for all of his losses all the time. You know, understand that this is the way that, you know, you have to keep going and you have to improve yourself and not make excuses. So
I hope he's not talking about me. I hope you're talking about Nathan.
I'm definitely talking about myself, okay? I'm definitely talking about myself.
I tell you what, El Chicote, go buy a lottery ticket. You guessed right a lot of the time today, and you won yourself some prize money. Use some of that prize money to go buy yourself a lottery ticket. But what you can also do, this is what El Chicote does as soon as possible, and you guys should do it as well. That link below, click it, go over there, sign up. I want to see you guys in these tournaments as well, having a blast and having a good time, playing some fighting games. And again, once again, huge thank you to PlayStation for allowing us to be on this platform, twitch.tv/PlayStation. Make sure you're following the channel, so you guys keep up with all the fighting game action here we do, not just for Street Fighter, but for various other fighting games as well. But James, it's not just signing up they have to do. Where can they congregate? Where can they talk to other people?
Yeah, there's a whole Discord out there, and one of the greatest things about playing in these events is you will run into people. So like a lot of these players that were here that I feel like I've seen for the first time, they can join this Discord. This is the PlayStation Tournaments community Discord, and from here you can talk to each other. Like if Truth God or Nib Nib, you know, they want to, hey, can we run back? Can you help me with the matchup? This is how it starts, right? Is Discord, and Discord fighting game. The FGC on Discord is a very important, crucial part of our community these days. You know, as much as I'm, you know, I'm not good at Discord, but still, like, it is a wonderful place to go. Do not be like me. Go to that Discord, make some friends, get some competition going, you know, and just set up some matches, build up some friendships, and you know, like we were telling Neon in the chat, that's how you're going to get stronger, and you have the ability to do that. All the resources are there. And again, fighting game community, wonderful community. So we welcome you with open arms into our community.
We are going to do that, but I promise you we'll do that next stream, because we have to come to a close today. Hopefully, everyone, you enjoyed the action, but all great things must come to an end. Another tournament in the books for Street Fighter V. One less tournament that's going to be remaining for this game. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to call it quits here. Hopefully you enjoyed the show and the commentary from myself, Jammers, and James Chen. We're going to sign off. We're going to still be playing SF5 till the next iteration. But until then, take care of yourselves. Keep playing fighting games. And I want to see you continuing to level up. So guys, we'll see you very soon.
And you get some good sleep, Jammers.
PlayStation